Ryan, did you come back?
Did he ever leave? Oh.
No, I didn't leave. My mic could get to my cough syrup without disconnecting.
Oh.
Very nice. Alrighty then. We're all good to go. So might as well start up. Let's see here. So welcome back to another game of Skyfall 5e. It's good to have you guys. How's the week?
Well, it was more like a
three.
It's been a while.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Anybody got anything exciting for Christmas?
I got a new chair that I'm sitting in.
Nice.
What did I get?
But can it do
What did I
this?
get?
You got a Tory Burch handbag in that one.
I don't know what
else
that
did I
is.
It's a designer bag. What else did I get, Jimmy?
I only know what I got, so
I can't remember shit. Let's be honest.
I'm glad
I got a lot
there's
of
so
gift
much,
cards.
you know, presents.
Well, no, the bag I remember, but anything else, I think it's mostly gift cards is what I got.
Money, the best gift of all.
Our in-person
This
D&D,
is like second best because it's on a
First sweater.
our in-person D&D did a greedy Santa, which is like where you can like steal presents from people and stuff.
yeah, fuck that because my liver.
My God.
And I ended up with a hand-drawn painting somebody did of the D&D party with me in the middle as the DM. It's pretty cool.
So
took
doesn't that
4
mean you
shots
could
for
put
that
like?
at 11 in the morning.
Do people know what the gifts are that they're trying to get at?
So
we
basically,
opened them.
the way it works is everybody picks a number from 1 to however many people there are,
Uh-huh.
and all the presents are wrapped up in the middle, and everybody brings one present with
Yeah.
like a dollar limit. First person takes any present from the pile. Second person has 2 options. They can either steal from the already opened presents, or they can take a new present, and it just kind of continues from there.
If you steal, you take a shot of alcohol, though.
Yeah. So for every time something gets stolen, the shots go up. So like if the poster, for instance, got stolen 4 times, so on the 4th time it was 4 shots to steal
I
it.
was a champ.
Jesus, Jimmy.
He didn't
Uh-huh.
drive.
Yeah, I had to
Or
drive.
shots
So
of
Kate,
what?
Whatever
Um,
alcohol they choose, like the person you stole from chooses.
yeah.
So of course they picked
Everclear.
Frangelico, which is disgustingly sweet hazelnut liqueur.
Should
It
have
was,
brought
like,
Everclear.
super sugar.
Jimmy would have
Well,
passed
whatever my
out.
friend had.
I think Kay took shots for Jimmy.
Yeah, I took 4 shots for Jimmy, and then I had to take 4 shots on my own to steal what I wanted.
You're a
It was really
brave
fun
one.
though.
Oh bueno.
That sounds like a good time. Well, that's
And then the
cool.
only other rule is that whoever picks first, because you don't have any option to steal, they give the first person the chance to steal at the very end.
Yep.
So it's like the best number because you get your pick of everything after it's been opened.
Of course I got number 1. Because I am number 1.
Well, it's good to have you guys back, and I'm glad that the holidays went well. And we might as well pick up where we left off here with the gang. We're getting very close to the end of the story here. Second last session. And you guys finished the last one after calling a meeting, if I'm not mistaken. And you had gathered
yeah.
around the campfire and wanted to speak with at least a representative from each of the 3 different groups. Tyrannus not being there, but the others, they've all gathered. What do you guys want to do?
Well, it seems we're back at square one, right? None of our plans really came to fruition, if I remember correctly. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yep.
How so?
Kind of,
There's no
Every night
caves around, we couldn't get a catapult, and the only plan we could think of was the flying one. And I don't know what.
and then they had said, give us a chance to speak with the other great souls as they arrive and see what they have planned.
Very nice.
And then we kind of were like, all right, we'll have another meeting. And then everybody just kind of walked off.
Okay.
And we were like, well,
Pretty good.
So you guys are around the campfire by yourselves, given that there was, not much info to be gathered from the groups from last time, because a lot of other parties hadn't been there. So, what are you guys doing?
Kind of just chilling, really.
So when do you want to attack? everybody.
Well, they told us to wait for a few days. Perhaps we can, for the time being, just wind down. Wait for the others to arrive.
Just mentally, physically prepare. I'm ready as I'll be, so it's a waiting
Yep.
game, that's fine.
Same.
We've already established the frontal assault alone would be useful, so we should wait for the other great souls that might be.
Calgar looks over and he says, "Well, another night couldn't hurt."
Right. We'll try to convene with them again in a day or two, or let's say at most a week, before we just figure something else out.
Yeah, we're here early. I guess we kind of have to wait.
Okay. So, with that, do you guys retire to your tents for the day then?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
pretty
take a
sure we
walk
were
around
up
the
all night.
woods.
Or I was, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
We weren't.
I stayed up all night.
We will start the session with a luck roll.
Well, boy, can I do it?
Go for it, Kat.
Do-do-do-do.
Better fucking be good, or I'll just owe you dice. That's okay.
Alright. You guys pile into your tent and lay down for the evening. And it's a little bit tricky at first, given that some of you have had some irregular sleep schedules over the last little while. What was that?
It's Jimmy's very
Jesus.
sleep noise.
I thought it was
clearing
like
my throat.
oh, I thought it was like snorting coke or something.
Gotta get ready for the night.
I was like irregular sleep schedules, and
Sleep
Jimmy's
like
just
a
like. It's the secret to being a good war mage.
Lots and lots of drugs.
Yeah. The next day comes around with some panic and surprise, and awaking in your tent there, it's to Calgar, who's there at the front of the tent, and he's been sleeping in the other one. You guys have had your own that's been reserved for kind of just your group alone, not including your allies. And yeah, Calgar throws open at the front of the tent, and he yells to all of you and says, "Oh, you have to get ready. It's the day."
Jesus, Calvar.
Hey.
As soon as he
What?
says it's the day,
What's
I spring up and start putting my armor on.
Holy. Here, let me help you. I'm gonna start helping.
How much
what's
time
his
do we
face?
have, Calgar?
Cyrus.
He looks like he's kind of frantic there, and he kind of looks over at his shoulder, and you can indeed hear what must be people walking around and stuff in the tents and throughout the camp. And he says, "We got word from the Inquisition just moments ago. Sun's rising just now."
Sun's rising. So, okay. Well, I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself and so cool, and then Catnap with the cloak.
Okay.
Because he's got his armor on. That's at least 10 minutes.
Calgar's like still kind of putting his clothes on too, and you can see he's like fastening on his robes and whatnot. And while he's doing this in the doorway, he says, they said that one of the other groups had gone in, and they've already sprung the trap, so there's not much time. And we don't know if they're even
Trap?
going to make it.
What trap?
Not much of a plan then.
Seriously.
So we're
How
going
long
in
have we
for
been
a
out,
rest.
Calgar?
It's been seasons you've been gone.
Oh,
Jesus.
fuck.
Of course it has.
Seriously. Calgar, did you ever notice that we were dating?
What?
What? Well,
She just disappeared for months at a time.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the time to be asking.
It's just a question. Let's go.
Help me with this strap.
Oh, right. I'll help Zakul. I'll help Zakul.
He excuses himself from the doorway there.
Right. I'll finish putting my armor.
Who's first out of the tent?
Oh, I want to be first. Let me be number one.
I assume it's not the two of the big
I
guys.
thought
But
you were
we're still
supposed
like
to leave
putting,
my armor on.
still putting
Oh,
our
right,
shit
right.
on.
I'll still help them put their armor
How long does
on.
it take to put armor on?
10. minutes.
Oh, okay. So exactly the amount of time I'm sleeping for.
Calgar is there. Calgar is there outside of the tent, and when you come out, he looks at you and he says, Illyria, and then he kind of just looks back to the tent for somebody else to come out.
I'll be next if she was helping me with my armor.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, come on now.
Oh, well, yeah, would have helped.
When you come out, Calgar looks to you, Cyrus, and he says, the Inquisition's not telling us everything, but I mean, shortly after we did that meeting, you guys disappeared, and some other groups came by, and they didn't really wait, they just went for it, and apparently they've been undercover in the fortress for seasons now.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he looks over at you, Illyria, and he nods, and when he looks at you, what's your expression?
Pretty just like, what the fuck ever.
Okay. He kind of turns back to you, Cyrus, and he says, anyway, the group's already made their move, and the Inquisition hasn't exactly told us of how they managed to get into the fortress. They seem to be keeping it a secret for whatever reason. I tried beating it out of them, but they won't budge.
The Inquisition was in the fortress, or the Great Souls that the Inquisition was here with?
Both of them. They sent some Inquisition members with them to help them break in.
Well, is there any Inquisition members here? Because we need to find out how to get inside, if nothing else, to back up the forces that are there.
There's a couple here, but I've talked to them. They won't say anything about it.
Let me see if I can change their minds.
He kind of gives you a nod, like, okay, and leads your group over towards their
Nice.
tent.
Let me go with you, Cyrus.
And,
I am the road.
Just don't antagonize them, please, Illyria.
I'll be so nice.
I give you the most
I
disbelieving
swear.
smile you've ever seen.
when you say so nice, Calgar's head turns on a slow motion swivel to face you, Cyrus.
Don't worry, Calgar. You're the one who dated me, remember? I was nice at one point.
All right. We don't have time for this. Let's go. I lead everybody over, or I lead whoever's going over to the...
Sure. Is everybody headed there?
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yes.
Are you gonna let me abuse this catnap death ward thing and get it on everybody?
So it's 10 minutes, you can catnap, and then you get to use a charge of Death Ward.
2 charges.
Because he's a warlock, so catnap gives him a short rest, which gives him all of his spells back.
Jesus.
And then Death
Interesting.
Ward lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, and it's not concentration.
That's why I really wanted that catnap cloak.
Wow, I was wondering why the fuck you wanted that too. I was like, what the fuck? Well,
Lucian's like, fuck.
He's like, oh shit. Whoops.
I'm the one who told you.
Yeah, I figured this was a clan thing.
I mean, it's smart.
Yeah, we could run that.
That's how I'm playing my
Unless you want to like
current
put
character.
one charge of the catnap cloak or something, that would limit that.
I mean, it's like you still die after the first time happens, right? It's not, and
It Death Ward leaves you at 1 HP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
oh my god, you're infinitely just fucking kidding.
It just gives everyone like a half orc sort of thing
Oh, okay.
one time.
Sure. Though I do think less of you as a person will.
That's okay.
He's
I don't know.
undead. He's
We only
not
have 2
dead.
sessions left.
Yeah, I don't mind.
At this point, we're pulling the punches. Lucian.
No, you can definitely do that. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it'll be a problem. You're going into the final encounter anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I wouldn't want to go in and be like, word of death or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I should have done that.
Celestine just walks up behind you and smashes you right in the skull. and
They'll just
throws
be
you
like-
away.
There'll be like an extra ancient dragon or something. That's
yeah,
all.
you do realize we're gonna go get the harder encounter now because of this.
No.
I mean, it's fine, you know?
So you guys make your way over to the tent, and sure enough, you can see that the sun has yet to rise. The sort of like white, like uncolored globe that makes its way over the horizon. But it does have like a the sheen of its light heralding that its coming will be here soon. And throughout the tents, you can see people that look like they're clearly talking about the upcoming day and everything. And the tent over there, which had Argan in front of it the whole time, looks to be guarded by somebody different when you get there. And instead it's somebody else who has you guys halt. And he steps up in front of you and says, state your business.
We come to speak with... Is Argan the one who was in the meeting that we had?
Mm-hmm.
We come to speak with Argan.
He's not here.
Well, is there another representative of the Inquisition that we could speak with about the assault?
He nods and he says, "My name's Lawson. I'll speak on behalf of the Inquisition. Argan's already with the group of Great Souls. They're in the fortress right now."
How did they get in? We're going to catch up. The sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over to you and he says, "I can't tell you that."
You can't because you don't know, or you can't because it's private information?
Wait, why wouldn't you tell us so we can go?
Aren't we working
help?
together? I'm confused.
Seriously, what are you hiding?
He looks like he's conflicted for a moment there, and then he says, "Well, personally, I don't know, but I do know that I can't tell you, and that my superiors happen to know the route that they took, but I can't pass it to you. It's their wishes, not mine."
Are any of your superiors here? I believe that I might be able to persuade them.
Give me a moment. He
I know
disappears
my mom
into
and
the
dad
tent.
can.
Let's see here. A moment later, and the tent flap opens up. You see Lawson come back out, and as well with him what looks to be an elderly man here wearing the same robes the Inquisition tends to wear, though his uniform is significantly more decorated. He kind of leans on a large staff of his as though it assists with his walking. And he says, "What is it?"
I've come to make an offer for you.
Speak your piece.
We know that you have men inside, men that are serving you and helping the Great Souls, and we are working towards the same goal as you all. We wish to get inside and not only back up the forces that are there, but also perhaps prevent reinforcements from the other side from surrounding them. And I know that for whatever reason, the Inquisition has decided to keep this information private. And I assure you that we won't share it past our own ears. And in exchange for the information, when this conflict is resolved, I'm willing to turn over my cloak to the Inquisition.
What?
Can you make a persuasion roll here as you show him your robes of the Archmage?
Sure.
It's just a cape.
Oh god. Well, I have a pretty good persuasion, but I think that's like a 6 or 7. Because I rolled a 2.
He looks to you and he says, "Your offer is great, but it is a question of strategy upon which we've decided to not tell you how they've made it in."
How about you tell us that my father fund whatever the Inquisition needs for the future?
He holds up a hand as if to stop the two of you, and he says, "The bribes will get you nowhere. The Inquisition is well funded.
Yeah.
Solsland is
By my
basically
parents.
ours at this point."
So, if I may interrupt, are you saying if another party of Great Souls just charged in, wouldn't it interfere with whatever you have already strategized, as you so well put it?
We do not believe so.
If you had another group of Great Souls at your disposal, what might you have them do? A group that looked sort of like ours.
I cannot tell you what to do. I can only say that it's best we believe that the different groups take their own approach.
I give like a weird eyebrow to everyone and be like, well, I guess we're doing the fly thing. Let's go.
Yep. Peace. I'm gonna wave off the Inquisition, man.
I'm sorry it
never
had
have
to
to-
be this way.
Well, best of luck to whatever you guys are trying to do. We just need to stop this thing.
He gives you a nod, and he says, have you already received the map?
What?
There's a map.
Jesus Christ, how long have we been gone?
It's been quite a while since your group has been here.
Well,
One
the
of-
obvious answer is no.
Where's Tyrannus?
The Eye? It's nearby. It spends most of its time wandering the forests.
Oh, right. That's also his mind.
No, we don't have a map. Is that something you're willing to give us?
Yes, one of the groups had brought it in on our request. I'll bring you a
Map
copy.
of- Is it of the fortress, I'm guessing?
He gives you a nod.
Well, that's something. If there's anything else like that that we don't know about, we don't have anything, so yes, please.
So I will draw this map out for you guys.
But no, it's more accurate than the last map.
Spooky.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go see if there's an eyeball in that tent over there. Only gets that map for you guys.
Sounds good.
I'll just see if Tyrannus is around,
Sure.
since we're gonna be heading out.
You don't find him there, and the tent that Calgar has been staying in is empty.
I'm sure he'll find us.
There's a...
You could always try calling for him. He is your
Yeah.
master.
I'm not even sure if that works, but I'll try.
Right. It hasn't worked in the last year and a half we've known each other. But in theory,
Yeah, I'll send. Well, I'll try to just in my head go, yeah, we're going to the fortress, Tyrannus. It's time. Meet us there.
You get no response.
All right, I did it, Z.
right. Have you ever
So-
thought about turning to religion there?
I tried.
Occasionally, you do get answers from the divines when you go that way.
I tried that before. Whatever happened. They didn't respond either. I think it's just I got a mental block or something.
There we go. So, the elderly man comes back here and hands this over to you, and he says, it should all be labeled here. This is everything that you need. I hope it helps.
All right. Well, if we don't see you, I guess that means we died.
You have until midnight this evening to get into the
Gee,
final
it's
room.
the last fucking day. Okay, let's go.
All right.
He turns
We use
away
the
and
sword,
heads into
right?
the tent.
I have it with me.
Alright. Let's do this.
Seriously.
The solution goes, it's gone.
Oh, in case no one really asked what I did to you guys, but if you get hit with something real big, don't just give up because you're not gonna die right away. Okay.
Right.
I don't die, so it's okay.
Now, as the elderly guy is turning back towards the tent, you guys take your initial steps away. He then turns back and he says, wait, you said you had nothing?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, you've been gone all this time?
Yeah.
We were asleep.
Did you already receive a way to stop the ritual? And he says, we have extras.
Sure, we'll take one or however many,
Good.
one each.
He turns and he heads back into the tent, and he comes back out, and he hands you a metallic cylinder. And he says, swap this out for the demon's blood. You'll know it when you see it.
I see. Thank you.
I think our way was probably easier.
No. Let's
I did say
go.
just throw the sword into it.
Let's.
but-
We'll just try both.
Let's head off.
By this point, he's already turned and head back into the tent as you guys are doing weird,
Guys, you think-
tenuous whispers amongst one another.
Can we walk? Can we go into the forest, guys?
Why didn't we ask the old man what the ritual was, or what these little dots on the map?
He said it was all marked. I assumed there was like a legend or something.
Yeah, so I can go through that with you guys. So
Okay.
The rock would be there.
you leave the camp and make your way into these weird sort of woods here. And while looking over the map, you can see that the things here are kind of labeled out. The fortress lies atop the massive hill here. And each of these little 3 things is a different siege engine. So on some pinnacles, or sorry, not pinnacles, on some of the raised platforms here, at the top of the wall, it'll be like 2 cannons and a catapult, or a ballista and 2 catapults, that kind of thing. So there's always 3 on either of them. These are raised platforms that are like level at the top of the wall. And then these are the stairs that go down. And you can walk along the edge from either of these, from one to the next kind of thing, if that makes sense. Other than that, the main gates are right here. There is a collection of tents here by that door. There is a building over here that looks like it's a big open-faced building, kind of like a temple with its roof removed. And it has what looks to be a pentagram that's been placed on it. And over here is the one largest building, which looks like it's a couple of stories tall and thus makes its way over the top of the walls. And there's a bridge that goes from it to the upper ramparts, so you can reach the rest of the upper areas. And there's a large glass dome here, which you guys could probably conjecture is where that huge beam of light was shooting from.
Oh boy.
Is like so you're talking about buildings in the center. So is the whole thing not enclosed? It's kind of like
This is a big open area, yeah.
open. Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
So it's
Okay.
probably just compacted dirt, maybe like random barrels and trees, that kind of thing. Who knows? That doesn't seem to be included in the map, but it looks like it's just open ground.
Well, we could shoot right through the glass dome, although I don't know if going in that beam of light is dangerous.
I
Might
feel like it would
also
incinerate us.
may also not be necessarily glass. There are many things that could be transparent.
Another
Instant
thing,
breast
story.
cancer if you get touched by that light.
Oh.
so he, the guy back there, he seemed very secretive about most things, but then once it came to stopping the ritual, he was fine with giving us stuff. Everyone has a different way of stopping this thing. Perhaps everyone has a different reason, like if we stop it with their item that they just gave us, maybe something else happens. If we throw that sword in, maybe something else happens.
Oh, so should we do both?
I don't know.
I believe the metal canister replacing something in the ritual is to subvert it, change the outcome of it. While the sword is meant to stop the ritual altogether.
We should probably just stop the ritual.
Seems
altogether.
like the sword is easier.
Yeah, I don't know what that canister is gonna do, so I don't really like that idea.
We don't know what the sword will do either.
Yeah, but I like the idea of just chucking a sword into there.
This is some like ancient magic sword. It might have not the effect that's going to happen, but an equally bad, different effect.
We'll see when we get to it. We'll.
Well, I am still in favor of stopping it altogether.
Did you show
Changing
Tyrannus the
effect.
sword?
I did. I don't believe he said anything.
Okay. Well,
Now, while you guys are walking through here and talking this over, you hear it sounds like footsteps coming towards you. Strange, as you're expecting to instead run into a glowing eyeball. But you see what looks to be the man that you had previously had a meeting with, what seemed like yesterday. And you see Jem approach, and he kind of does like a brisk jog up to your group as you're making your way away from the camp. You're like, maybe 100 feet away from the tents. And he says, "Oh, good. I was worried you guys would be gone already. Hey,
Here, Jim.
I see
Happy
you've
to
gotten
be.
a copy of the map already.
We did.
Yes.
Excellent.
You run ahead and give us that.
Any idea on a plan?"
We have one. Although for some reason it seems like people back there aren't sharing their plans.
Indeed.
Perhaps we should do the same.
I have plied the Inquisition as well, and they're determined not to tell me anything. Between you and me, they're a obstinate group. I don't think they're gonna help anything get done. But I was wondering if you could maybe share some details with yours. My group of Great Souls has yet to come back, and, well, if they do at a useful time, then it'll be good to know what it is that you're all up to.
Well, I suppose we'd be hypocrites if we didn't share, seeing as we wanted everyone else's.
He gives you a big smile.
For us, I think our ultimate goal is to get underneath the glass dome to stop the ritual.
That's the
Let
end
them
goal.
fly in.
We're not exactly sure how we're going to get there. We had a bunch of ideas. Nothing exactly worked.
Ah,
I can take someone with me.
if I may, I have... He like, looks off in the distance for a second, and he says, gathered some information that might be helpful.
Gathered from where?
Well, that
Does
I
it
can't
really
tell
matter
you.
at this point?
Ah,
It's not really all that important. What you need to know is that the dome is not something that you can break through from up top. At least, those who I've spoken with don't seem to think so. There's an entrance lower to get underneath it.
Is that in the building or the temple?
Yes, the other two, both that large temple and the collection of tents, I don't think that they lead anywhere, really. But the large building should have a downward set of stairs, and through that you can likely get into the dome.
That was very helpful, actually, Jen. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
large building, this L-shaped one?
Yes.
J, I suppose. You think that's the best bet?
I think it's the only normal entrance, and unless you have something else, or have found a way through, the dome is made of crystal, and nobody seems to think it can be broken.
We don't have another guess, so I guess we'll start there.
No, it helps that you've already cut out the tents and the temple as a possible entryway.
Now,
We only
I've
have
done
one
my
more.
bit. Do you think you might tell me where you plan to attack?
Well, there, right?
Given that information, we'll be flying in, attacking into the building from above, or wherever we can find an entry, making our way beneath the glass dome.
I have your word? And he kind of like leans his head towards you and extends a handshake.
I will grab his hand. Thank
Good.
you.
Flying in
Nice.
through the top then. I shall pass that on.
Best of luck to you, Jen. Let's
Best
go
of luck
then.
to
We
you,
don't
too.
have too much time.
He gives you a big smile there and turns and runs back off to the camp.
That was strange.
What a strange man.
I almost feel as though we shouldn't go.
I'll take any type of cooperation now, as little as we have at this point.
Why did he ask if you had our word?
Yeah, that's kind of... it doesn't make sense.
Of all the things that he said, that's the only one that gives me pause.
It's not something you, like, ask for a promise about, right?
Well, it could very well mean people have said they're going to do something and then change their plan.
Do you think he's looking for, like, a mole?
It doesn't really matter. Let's just go. We were gonna do that. What other choice do we have?
At this
Yeah,
point,
God.
we're very short on time.
There's no caves under. We're not gonna blast through the wall. Over is our only choice. So, yeah, let's keep
Yep.
going. I hope Tyrannus catches up with us because that's how we're gonna get in.
We're not going to the main gate. Pretty much all.
No.
That seems pretty obvious. That's not what we would want to do.
As you guys are making your walk there, Calgar turns to you all, and once you've finished kind of discussing everything, he says, I don't know if we should go in through the roof.
Oh, now? You don't know? Okay, what should we do?
Well, Illyria, I don't know.
I'm just asking, what do you think we should do?
I don't want to go in through the roof. I don't know
Yeah, I
how
don't
else
want to
we
go
can
either
get
after
in.
Jen just fucking talked to us.
That's what I was thinking.
Well,
But now we kind of gave him our word, so we're not those kind of people.
well,
Yes, we are.
I am.
Yeah.
We definitely are. Those
Yeah,
kind of people.
we're those kind of people.
While you guys are here kind of looking at one another, the floating orb kind of comes up to you guys.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
spot it between the trees there,
Oh, thank God.
and Tyrannus rejoins you. There they are.
Yeah, we were
Tyrannus, what do you
sleeping.
know about that strange gem fellow up in town? He's kind of giving off a vibe.
Really weird one.
A master of his craft, in a way.
What is his craft?
He's a weasel, Illyria. A liar and a schemer is what he is. You can see it on him.
Oh.
Oh, so let's not do that.
Perfect. Well, then we need another plan. But how heavily guarded is the main gate?
I've spied it. They don't seem to keep anybody on the outside of the gate.
You don't need to.
Is going in the gate possible, or is it just a giant wall that we won't be able to even get through?
It's a wall of iron and wood, but given some time, I could create an entry.
Oh,
I don't know if sitting still out there is something we want to do with all the cannons and weapons they have.
Well, that's for the open field. So sure, all those siege engines cannot, or siege weapons cannot aim at the same main.
In any case, I have magics if you wish to make it through the gate.
Perhaps we could save the magic. And
The large building is on the other side of the gate. Even if we think it's the worst thing, flying in, I mean, it would be quick. Even if we get shot at by some of those weapons,
well, I can just make one of us here.
if we do it at night,
with
if we do it when it gets dark, does it even matter if they know we're coming? They won't be able to see us.
as long as we can identify which side of the compound and where to land together,
Yeah.
go in together, then we're fine. We could wait till night.
I still think over is the best option. I mean, what do you guys vote? Because what are our options? Flying in or main gate? Are there any other options?
I can take someone with me 500 feet. And only one other person.
Go on the other side of the gate and or other side of the wall and drop a rope.
Yeah, but I feel like that if we go on the other side
Takes
of the
a
wall,
lot
there's
of
gonna be
time.
like 800 people there to just slaughter
Flying
us.
in is very quick.
And we won't have to try to sneak close to the wall in order to do that. So I think flying is the best option.
I do too.
Then the question is, where you all wish to land?
Well,
Well, does this map have any doors for that J building? Do we know where the door is?
There is a opening here at the bridge. So right there. And there's a door here.
I think if we came in from this direction, could be good.
Land on the bridge. Is the building 2 stories high?
Yeah, bridge.
Yes.
Is the bridge? Oh, okay.
So the bridge door is on the 2nd floor, and then the other door's on the 3rd.
Is this building higher than these?
It does go above that, yes.
Why don't we land on the roof?
You can always do that.
If it's the highest building. Is it the highest building?
It is.
If we land on the roof,
And if there is no entry on the roof itself.
Calgar
no
looks
entry on
over
the
and
roof.
says, "Doesn't that mean we'd just be doing what he wants us to do?"
But who cares? I mean, what? Do we have any real reason to distrust that guy? He's a weasel.
No, just
but
his reputation.
who's he gonna tell? Is he gonna go tell the enemy?
He's a schemer, but in the end, he still probably is just going to sell the information.
Even if the enemy knows a perfect plan, it's still, well, this is definitely not perfect, but it's the best plan we have.
All right, and as given as short notice as it is, I don't believe Jen is going into the fortress to forewarn them.
Well, there's magics that you could communicate with, but if we're going toward the roof and it's bad, then we just go right to the bridge. There's a plan B right there. If there's windows, we could always just fly through a window.
Sure. Either way, we're going through that J building, looking for the outlets. Staircase.
I think if there's windows, we should just go through those.
Unless someone has different plans, everybody's on this.
Yeah, I mean,
distrusting
definitely say different plans if you have one, but
Yeah, no, I'm good with this.
so, okay, if there's windows, we go through that. If there's otherwise roof, otherwise door, because the door will probably be locked.
If your group needs it, I do have some higher order spells that I can channel through the eye. But
perfect.
I can only do so many before the connection will finally fall apart.
Hope is that we save as many of those as possible until we actually.
We definitely might need some flight from you, if you can supply that.
That's
After
low
that.
order. What I speak of is a group invisibility spell, if you wish.
That would definitely
That would be amazing.
be good. If we could fly and be invisible, I don't see how they would know we were coming.
Yeah, unless they have see invisibility.
If that's what you wish, just know that I will not be able to assist you with this too many times.
Like you choosing.
Just once, I think, for that would be good.
By this point, you guys are getting further through the forest, and you've been talking over this plan for an hour or two, and you're getting closer to the tree line. And Tyrannus says, "Anytime. It's your call."
Oh, like you want us to go down. Oh, okay.
It is
What?
early in the morning, probably the equivalent of 5 or 6 at this point.
Well, if
Well,
we're
guys,
invisible, then the
I don't think it matters what time we
yeah,
go.
waiting till night doesn't matter. Let's everyone ready?
I
have to be
swear to God,
closer.
if go up just fucking shows up in the
Right.
forest, I'll start crying.
I mean, if we're right on the forest line, that's enough
Oh,
time.
is that where we are?
You guys are just getting up towards there, but if you want to do something in between here and there, you could.
No. I just thought that it was because I thought it was like a half day's travel just to get to the.
Yeah, it takes a few hours.
No, I'm all in on the invisible flying. Although I will warn you guys that at most I can send 2 people flying in, and I'm gonna need to rest afterwards.
Calgar has fly, so he can aid.
I have Dimension Door. It's my closest thing to
We
flying.
need flies.
I have 2. I have 2 people.
I'd prefer to not use one of my 2 spells on it, but I could do it.
Are yours 4th level now?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
So you could get 2 also.
Tyrannus, you said you could invisible. Could you fly and invisible?
The eye turns back and forth as if to shake its head.
No, just
Calgar steps up though and he says, "I can bring one with me, though it will be
6.
some of my more powerful magic."
I can. If you guys just.
that
Wait,
covers-
do you have to know where you're landing? Like,
For
do you have to
Dimension
be there
Door?
before?
I
It
think
just says 500 feet.
you don't have to necessarily see it. It just has to be an area that you're cognizant of. So I would say like looking at the map or seeing the fortress would be enough to like
I can
past
take
the
us
wall.
there.
You can get that far with it.
How far is the forest line from the where we're trying to go? Let's
Uh,
see.
It's reasonably
sorry.
far.
I thought before we said it was like
Well, beyond that, if you give flying to even 2 of us, and we're becoming invisible, could couldn't we just be
Can
carried?
the eye
Oh.
fly on its own?
Yes,
think
the eye
you
flies
can,
on its own.
Okay,
Well, if
so
we can
why
all be invisible,
if
I
we're
can
That's
just
true.
walk up.
We
and I
can
get you in
carry each
500
other.
feet.
Zakul can carry someone, and Cyrus can carry someone. You're both strong, right?
I can carry probably Nax and another person.
I'm very
So I
light.
can carry another.
I have nothing.
1-800
Right.
Jenny 20.
I mean, if we're becoming invisible, we don't have to worry about being attacked from.
That's
We
true.
don't need a flight on everyone.
I'd
Even then,
say,
if you couldn't carry everyone, I could bring someone if we're invisible anyway. We'll just have to get close
why don't
on
we
ground.
get invisible first? Rush up towards the gate and see if it's impossible to get through on the ground. And
Tyrannus, how long can that invisible
if
be?
if something goes awry, then we can spring flight and just leap up and take off.
I think that's too greedy of a plan because we won't be able to see each other, communicate.
The invisibility will wear off if you attempt to cast spells or attack someone.
True.
I think that's too greedy, and it'll end up hurting
It's a
us.
little dangerous.
I'm gonna walk over and can I pick up Illyria? Is she?
Oh, yeah, you've carried me before.
Do I feel like I would be able to fly while holding her?
Gotta throw over your shoulder like a potato sack. Not a
Yeah, not a princess
Bridal
carry.
style.
Has to be a shit sack carry. I would say it would come to an Arcana roll for whoever's concentrating on the fly spell. For Nax, it wouldn't be required. I'd say he's light enough, but for any of the other humans, it would.
What about for Merton? How much does Merton weigh?
How much do you weigh, Merton?
Let's see.
Because you don't have a lot of gear, if I remember correctly.
I have no gear, and I weigh like 160 pounds.
I have gear, but I'm like 120 on this gear.
So I would say it would still require a roll for Merton. But it could potentially be beat. It'll be whoever's fly spell it is. And I would say table talk, you would know, Cyrus, that you're currently a more powerful caster than Calgar. Though you certainly weren't when you began your journey.
Right.
So it's not based on who the flying
Who's
person.
carrying? Yeah.
Well, honestly, guys, if the flying's an issue, if we're invisible, me and someone else can get up close, and then I can take them in once we get close enough.
Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. I'll cast Fly on myself and Zakul. We'll rush up towards the wall, and Illyria, you take Calgar with your dimension door up to the roof, and I will grab either Merton or Nax, and Zakul will grab the other. And
Calgar
the
puts
four
up
of
his
us will
hand to
fly.
protest. And he points over at Illyria and says, us two?
I won't kill you. You're fine.
It's purely logistics. You're heavier than Merton or Nax, and I don't think you're as strong as myself or Zakul to carry people.
He looks over at you, Illyria, and he says, you better not
I
drop me.
won't kill you. I'm not
Well,
carrying you. I'll
not
just take
fly.
your dimension door.
You are doing some sort of.
Yeah, you guys will just teleport up there.
We'll be invisible until we teleport.
That way we get up there with only 2 spells cast instead of 3.
He moves over to you, but crosses his arms.
Come on. I like the good old days.
Honestly, we might just want to take the one extra spell to make sure it all goes right. Like,
Well, I mean,
will-
if we're invisible, we
Well,
can walk up.
the dimension door is not gonna. I mean, I don't think that's gonna fail.
He's talking about the fly.
Oh, Calvar.
Even if it's at a lower level.
is okay. I mean, if I can do it on 2 people. You
I
can
think
do it
we're
on 2
trying to
people.
save
You
yours.
said.
I think we should reserve yours.
Yeah. I think we're trying to reserve your energy, Merton.
Can you cast fly without exerting yourself? I asked Cyrus or Calgar.
I believe I can. I don't think Calgar can. No offense, Calgar.
He nods and he says, I can cast a fly spell, but not effortlessly.
just on yourself. Like if you didn't have to charge the ticket.
On myself, of course.
That wouldn't be your highest order of magic.
No, close to it though. I've only mastered flying somewhat recently.
Right. If we're trying to conserve spells or your magical abilities to everybody, couldn't the heaviest one, like myself or Cyrus, go with Illyria, while the flying is just left to the two people that they affect?
That may be a better plan.
Then Calgar flies himself in.
Yeah, Calgar flies himself. That's fine. What about everyone else?
You are worried that something might fail. If Cyrus can affect two people,
Well, him and someone else, right? Or three.
Illyria,
Yeah.
do you fly?
right? But Nax
all.
is free because he's light. Like he says,
Okay.
there's no check.
So let's. We're gonna make a little.
Divvy
list.
'em up.
Yeah.
Calgar can do himself.
I
Someone.
can get me and Zakul.
So
And we can
then,
carry Zenka.
so you
Nax
can do,
without
and then that.
Carry
So that's
Nax without a
three.
check.
So that's with just.
Yeah.
Calgar
And then you
doing
guys
himself,
dimension door it,
one fly.
then it's done.
Yep, and
No
then
challenge.
Tyrannus can fly himself, so you could do that.
Okay.
We just have to get close enough to dimension door while we're invisible. Then I can handle that.
Okay, well, memorize this map. Make sure you get us there.
You betcha. I have a great
Where-
memory. I was the best.
Where are you
student.
gonna put us? On top?
Wait, are we?
Well,
Wait,
you can
I
go
was going to put
500
us where they
feet.
wanted to.
Just take us right in the building.
Okay, well, that's what I wanted to ask. Where did you want to go?
Right. How are we gonna meet up with you if we're landing on the roof and you're inside?
No, you're gonna go through a window.
We will scream very loudly.
Well, I can take you to the roof.
Can you guys plan on landing outside, like inside the bridge door, and we can land on the bridge?
Yes,
and,
I will open.
Go
it.
for that.
and
Yes.
you guys
See
can
that?
throw it open from inside.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. I would like you to make a luck roll, please, Illyria, to see if
What?
the tree line is close enough that you can dimension door from here without having to wander into the field.
Please be good. Fuck
Well,
you
we'll,
guys.
we'll have invisible, so even if we have to walk, it will be okay.
Get out
Yeah,
of
but
my
once you
sight.
cast it, it'll break invisibility.
Ah.
Why
Right.
did you come back?
So you can use invis to close and distance, but once you've cast a spell or attacked, the invis will fall.
Including
Not on
the
everybody,
cape,
just on
right?
that one person.
Okay.
Wait, okay. Never mind.
So,
It is casting
so
spell.
are we not close enough?
You are not. She
I rolled a
seven.
7. Come on, man. We'll just have to walk a little closer.
How far do we have to walk?
It looks like
Or-
you're gonna have to make a couple hundred feet in the middle of the field without anyone seeing you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Invisible.
Well, maybe we should crawl. No, we can't go invisible, because once you cast that spell, it'll stop.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we'll be
You're gonna be
invisible getting
invisible.
close enough to cast that spell.
Right.
That's
You
all
on-
we...
they only have
Or
mere moments to
Alternatively-
notice you and attack you before you.
alternatively, Merton, you can use one of your spells. I know it's a lot more costly for you, but if you used one of your spells, then all of us can fly in, and we don't have to worry about breaking.
Well, I said I
invisibility.
would do that, but everyone was kind of up in arms about
I
it.
just didn't want to...
So this is without dimension door. Then we all go together.
We all fly in together, and if we can't breach the door, then Dimension Door can get you around.
Alright,
to the
fine.
inside.
Dimension door is now the exit strategy.
Okay, should we meet on the roof and kind of whisper up there, or just right for a window?
We're all trying to go for the bridge.
I
All
think
go
we
for
should
that together.
we should come up with like a tier list of our best option to our worst option. So it's
Window, roof, door.
It's hard to
We're
get through a
looking-
window, isn't it?
The only question is, if we find the window, we all need to go to the same. Is there something that we're gonna mark it with? Or just
What if there's
whisper?
like 80 windows?
Window to the on the lowest level to the right side of the door by
Oh,
the bridge.
okay.
I feel like we should just meet on the roof. And if we
That's
see
a
a
roof-
window on the way, then we'll choose the window that we're gonna go to. We'll all
Meet-
proceed together. Once
Meet
we're
on the
inside.
roof right above the bridge, and we'll whisper there.
So let's meet together on the roof. And then we'll fly to a window.
Okay.
Cool.
So now using the all flying plan, that's one fly spell from Cyrus, one from Calgar, and one from Merton.
Yeah.
Okay. After you guys have cast those fly effects, you're
Wait,
all in a
before we
time
go-
now.
Before we go invisible, we have an hour of this, right?
You have an hour of the invis. Fly lasts for 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, does fly only last for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, never mind then. I was gonna say we could rest and Merton could get his spell
No.
back and then go invisible.
Not
No.
quite. No, once you start this thing, you're in it.
Once we fly, we go. We meet on the roof. We have to know what we're doing within that 10 minutes so we can get in. And then while we have the invisible, we search for that staircase down below. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
What is our plan once invisibility fades?
Don't get caught and kill anything we see.
Depending on how far we get, it's going to change things.
Stick
If we
together and go down.
Is it just kill relentlessly, or do we bunker up somewhere? Like, do we
I think
look for a
bunkering up would make it
defensible place?
worse.
try
Well, we
to
don't have enough time to do that.
stop
we
the
have till
ritual and
midnight to stop the
get
ritual.
out.
Well, I'm saying if invisibility is about to fade, do we duck into a room to fade in, or do we just keep charging forward and then just be surrounded instantly?
I think if we
We can duck into a room. If we can get to the ritual site before invisibility gets over, that's the best.
Then we just throw the sword in and leave.
Precisely.
Cheeky.
Alright, well
Well, that's
How-
the plan then. We just
how are
try
we
to
gonna-
find the staircase. as
How are we
fast
going
as
to communicate? What if we're in there and there's things around and we can't talk? How are we going to stick together?
Invisible sign language.
We could always just, everybody holds onto the cloak of someone else.
Stick
Make
to
a little
the
chain.
stick to the right wall, maybe, so we always know where we are.
That is the best we can do.
Hmm.
By the way, do you guys know if there's something we can track down there that might be part of this?
can't
They say there was demon blood in this ritual.
couldn't you sense it?
I have locate object. Once you're inside.
Perfect.
In case we don't know how to find it.
How to find the staircase and get there.
Yeah, we don't even know if we'll be able to find the staircase. I say we just go for it.
Either way, if invisibility has to break or we're discovered, we should all stay together. Don't go off on your own. Even if we are surrounded, we'll break through. We need to be able to support each other.
Alright.
Is everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the plan. The 3 fly spells go off. And as they do, you guys hear what sounds like a whirl of magical energy coming together, and then a sudden crack as you see what looks like the eye of Tyrannus suddenly take on like a large break all along its body. Like the thing is kind of getting close to bursting. And right after that, it disappears, and all of you guys simultaneously seem to just fall invisible, including what looks like a couple of bushes and trees that just vanish in the shockwave.
Is Tyrannus a bomb?
Off we go then.
Is
Okay.
he a magical bomb?
Silence.
Let's go.
Silence from here on out. Everyone go.
Okay. With that, you guys go flying off. There's only 10 minutes. There's a huge field in front of you, and you want to have as much time as you possibly can. As you begin to rise and fly higher and closer towards the fortress, it just, at first looms off in the distance as this, kind of ominous complex far off. But soon, as you're getting closer to it, you realize just how grand in scale this thing is. And when you guys actually fly above the walls here and can see inside, that's when it kind of dawns on you that the building that you're looking at is like a little irregularly shaped. So I'm going to draw that in for you guys. Now, you had agreed to go to...
Above the bridge on the roof.
Right. That's about right. Okay. That's a little fucked up looking, actually, is what that is.
You didn't say it wasn't a regularly shaped building.
Hold on a second.
It's a J for janky.
Not that irregular. That's a J for janky.
Janky headquarters.
Jank Incorporated.
Jankstown, USA.
Is that a place?
The New York Jankies.
It might be.
It might be.
God help us all.
Wouldn't be the strangest name city.
Okay, so it's like that. Now, as you guys are approaching, you see that the top of it is indeed just a regular roof, right? Which kind of goes along most of the thing. And that upper floor is high enough that it reaches above the top of all the fortress's walls. But there's another story, the final one, which stands up another and goes right up here. So there's a raised area right here. And at the top of that, instead of a regular, like A-frame type roof, you instead see what looks like the crenellations you'd notice on like a castle. And there are armed guards there. And as you kind of fly closer, you can see them, right? Like there's a group of people standing up there with what looks to be like bows and arrows and whatnot, just mercenary types all over on that. Whereas this, being a roof, has nobody patrolling the thing. The walkway is down below. And I believe you guys had agreed to meet, like here was it?
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, as you guys are flying here, somebody was carrying somebody, right? Or did you guys manage to avoid that completely?
I
think
don't think
Zipul
I
is
don't think we
carrying
had to
an axe.
carry, right? Or did we
Yeah,
have?
we did.
You were carrying an axe, I thought.
So
That's
you
to
guys,
avoid Calgar using his 4th level spell.
Okay.
I would like you guys to make perception rolls as you fly over here.
So Calgar didn't use a spell.
Use the third level.
He did.
Yeah,
instead.
use the third
Use-
level instead.
Oh baby, 24.
That one. Starting off the night real good.
Okay.
Didn't let you down, Glenn. Didn't drop you somewhere because I saw the arrow fly.
Okay, 24, 15. So anybody
I'm
who
Still
got...
getting that modifier, sorry.
No, it's all good. I think I'm missing Will's as well.
Oh, I rolled a nat one.
Oh, never
I
mind.
said it. I didn't write it though.
Yeah. 18. Okay. So next, you don't notice this, but the rest of you guys, or sorry, neither does Merton. The other three, though, you guys notice that there are a pair of guards down below. And from the angle that you guys are flying in is coming from here. So when you guys settle on here and kind of land onto the roof, you guys can hear what sounds like two people just down below, like one floor down, standing on the walkway. The other thing that you guys notice when flying in here is kind of how the defense is set up. And there's all sorts of tents down there that, no longer just represented by little blips on the map. You can see, true to life, they have what looks like hired mercenary armies. And a lot of them are wearing, like, animal fur coats and stuff like that. They look like bestial wild men more than they do like a collection of people hired from, like the Mace Legion, for example. The other building that you can see over there has what looks like a group of robed figures that you guys momentarily spy just as you're kind of like flying up atop. And in there you see what looks like strange demon summonings that are occurring. And sure enough, all around the fortress, you guys fly over what look like winged demons that are actually patrolling along the walls. Usually there's a couple of them in any direction at any given time. And the walls are also manned by archers and people that look to be tending to the siege weapons. Now, Illyria, you notice this with your highest perception check there, which is that nobody here seems to be, like kind of holding back a notched arrow or anything like that, like they suspect anything. But the general air of everybody here is that of alert, and it looks like there's something going on. Like you don't notice this much from the demons, but you notice from the different human hires that are all throughout the place that it seems like they're on edge. Now, as you guys come landing down on the top of the roof, you're all invisible, so you all have advantage. but I need a stealth roll from all of you guys if you intend to actually land on the roof.
Do I just make a normal roll since I have disadvantage?
Yes.
Will you hit my dice? Ugh.
Well,
Let me see.
And I'm gonna
this one
roll
is,
perception here.
Wait, this one got jammed because it's stuck between 2 dice. It's a nat 20. And a 16, which plus 6. So 26. Currently nat 20.
Shit, did Jimmy roll a 6 with the
Okay.
Well, I have disadvantage also from
light heavy armor?
plate armor.
You guys land here on the top of the roof, and your footfalls come down silently for the vast majority, as you're able to modulate the speed of your flying and kind of slow it down. But as you come to rest on the top here, you actually nudge what seems to be a pebble there, Cyrus, which goes rolling and bouncing down the edge of the roof, about to go over the side.
does anyone have a chance to grab it?
It's well out of reach for anybody.
What about if I mage hand grabbed
I
it?
was just saying, I was gonna.
You could, but you will lose
That
invisibility.
would lose invisibility. Don't want to do that.
Okay. You guys kind of watch here and as the pebble goes bouncing off and then goes off the side. And then a moment later, hear what sounds like somebody speaking in common below who goes, "What was that?" And you hear footsteps. Now, to give you guys an idea of where you are exactly, this is like this. Kind of meets over here. If that makes sense.
I just stand very still, not say anything yet.
Okay.
See what the guys down there do.
The footsteps continue. Off in the distance, like further off down the walkway, you can see where it leads to. There's a whole bunch of guards there. There's groups of them. You see probably about like 24 of them just there on the other end that look like they're going through rations and sitting around on barrels and stuff like that. But a person's head kind of pokes out as one of the guards kind of walks over. And he has in his hand what looks to be a long metallic spear. And he kind of like looks up at the top of the roof there and just stares directly at your group for a second. And he kind of like scratches at his chin.
I'm not moving.
Not moving at
Me
all.
neither.
I'm gonna roll
I'm not
insight
even
for this
breathing.
guy. You guys can hear him here as you're in such close proximity, and his friend as well. The guy who walked out a little bit, he goes, continues to scratch at his chin there. And then his friend calls back and says, "You've been drinking too much ale. Get back to it." And he kind of, shoots a look off in the distance and then kind of slowly makes his way back to the door.
So, they were talking. We heard them pretty clearly. If we whisper, are we going to be at risk of being heard?
If you can whisper quietly enough, you should be okay, but I will have any conversation that happens require a stealth check from whoever's talking.
I just stay quiet.
Stay very quiet.
I would
have
say
a
it
low,
wouldn't,
gravelly voice.
it would not be affected by armor, I would say, so it won't be like disadvantage
I'll whisper
or whatever,
that
but you'll have to
I'll whisper that we should move. To
Okay.
The other end.
make for me a stealth roll, please, Merton.
Is this affected by invisibility or no?
Yes.
Oh, it is. That's good.
And you should hopefully pass because I rolled a 2.
Double on that one.
That wasn't great, but
I got a 16.
okay. You whisper that to everybody, and you guys hear Merton say this, and it doesn't appear from the talk down below that they've been alerted. It sounds like they're grumbling about, well, ale. Probably dinner later on.
And I'll slowly
Yeah, I would like to slowly-
walk over here.
Okay.
Very carefully, not trying to fall off the roof. That's good.
Now, those of you moving can go ahead and make stealth rolls for me.
Planar advantage.
You do have advantage because you're still in this. If you have heavy armor, though, it will be affecting it.
Oh, we Gucci. 24. Oh man, 17 and 18 is disgusting. Those are good rolls.
Good, good.
Woo.
Less good.
You could also just fly over there, maybe.
Yeah.
I would like to just float it up a little.
You'd like to fly over? Okay. Anybody who's flying over doesn't have to make the check.
Sweet.
We will no longer hit the ground.
Yeah, I'm not gonna land. I'm gonna stay.
Slightly
Just you wait till it
Okay.
runs out.
So
And
you
then it
guys kind
runs
of
out,
hover there in
mid-conversation.
position.
I am like 3 inches above the ground.
Calgar hovers over as well.
I'll start. Did everyone make it?
I think so.
I'm here.
Barely.
Now from over here, you guys can actually see pretty well up to this next floor, which is one higher up, and has what looks to be a bunch of guards as well, kind of dotting the different areas.
Guys,
Were there any?
there's some really eerie, like, level of alertness around here.
Were there any windows?
Ah.
Oh, would I have seen any? I guess any of us seen any windows.
I would say anybody but Merton would have noticed, so it's
Yeah.
appropriate that he asks.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, you definitely saw that. The floor here, not the roof, obviously, but the one directly under it, seems to have arrow slits, so nobody could fit through that. But there is kind of an opening. Maybe if someone had like a diminution spell or whatever. But there are windows elsewhere, and it looks like there are a couple of windows on the. Let's see here. A couple of windows on all the different floors that you guys have seen.
There's a few windows. Depending on which floor.
Considering how heavily guarded that area over there is, I point towards the upper floor going down. Perhaps the staircase goes from there all the way to the basement.
Nobody sees you point, but hopefully they infer.
Right.
Fly through the lowest window on this side of the building that we're closest to, over here.
The lowest of the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to gently hover down.
Okay.
Closest to the corner, so we're all together.
Okay.
So you're going to the ground floor over here in the corner?
Yeah, I'll hover off this side. Let's go as lowest window, closest to this corner. That's where I'm going.
Okay. You
That's
guys
what I
hover
thought.
down, and as you do, get straight to the ground floor there. When you do, you can see that there are people that are kind of wandering to and fro, but none of them are actually all that close to the building, and you can see why, because maybe about 15-20 feet away, there are what look to be guards that are kind of standing around it in a regular perimeter, and you guys have kind of just inserted yourselves in between them. It looks like none of them seem to really be aware of your presence, and most of them are actually more keenly focused elsewhere, as the rest of the inhabitants in the fortress look kind of rabble by comparison. The mercenaries here that you see aren't like the ones over by the tents where they look like beastmen, basically, but these ones look like they're actually hired from reputable groups that might have some skill under their belt. And they're kind of tasked with guarding the building here. Now, sure enough, as you guys kind of float down, you do get up to one of the walls there, and there's no window right there. You do see one, however, off in the distance. Let's see here. I'm going to put it in. On the lower level, there's one here. And you had also seen a couple here by the door.
Oh, that's the main door in.
Yeah, the main door on the floor, the ground level is over here. And then there's one that you can enter up here on the bridge as well.
Is it like a wide open window or like glass?
So as you kind of hover over to it, Merton, you can see that it's a large enough window that somebody could fit through it. It's a cool, maybe having some mild problems. But it doesn't look like there's really like a latch for it or anything like that. And the glass looks like it's pretty much set in like a wooden frame into the stone and doesn't really have any hinges or anything.
Ooh.
Now, I would like to say at this point, that you guys have probably used up half of your fly spell.
Is there anybody within whisper distance of us right now?
Yeah, Merton kind of flew away, but the rest of you guys are clumped up.
No, if we had all flown out, because we said to go to the closest window.
Sure.
Is there any guards or anybody within whisper distance of where we are?
Yes, there are some.
Okay. I won't say anything then. I won't risk it.
I just wait for someone to go in. And if they don't,
It's the glass pane window with no hinges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just a glass wall there. Can I phase through it and see if maybe there's something on the inside that would make it easier?
You could try and phase through it. If you do, it will break invisibility. I would say that you know
it does. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Now, looking through, I guess I should mention this, you can actually see into the room, and there is a large, somewhat L-shaped room here. From your angle, you can't see the door over here, but the room itself is very well guarded, and it looks like there's long rows of like sets of plate armor along the walls, and they just kind of go down with about 4 on each side. And the main feature of the room is that at the end of a long red carpet, which runs in this direction, there's a huge spiral staircase here that seems to go down. Now, off in the other direction, you see what looks like a wall, and that wall has a single door in it, and there's no guard over there. But you can see what look like some of the elite guards that you had seen, like these guys, that are currently standing within the hall and talking to one another.
Go back to the roof.
Roll stealth for me, please, Martin. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well. Alright, you beat me. Are you guys going back up?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Still hovering.
sounds good.
Okay. I could go inside, pretend to be a guard, and open the door, and you guys could invisible go in.
Where does that leave you in getting away from them?
I don't know, but get in the window. I'll just talk my way out of it.
Alright.
We don't have much time.
Alright. We'll hold by the door.
So you're breaking in, and then we're just going and leaving you behind.
That'll be fine. I'll get back.
Best of
We
luck.
need a word to know that it's you and not another guard.
Once I find you, I don't know, but you guys have to get in. Just
Butterscotch is
Butterscotch.
Okay, yeah,
butterscotch is a terrible word for
Oh,
this.
no, blueberry.
Blueberry pie. I'm gonna open the gate to the bridge. Okay.
Okay, alright.
Okay. So there's like a wall over. Is this like a wall? So if I stood here, these guys couldn't see me.
Yeah, you could get right up
Okay.
against it.
Yeah, I want to sneak up. And I saw the inside, right? Were
Mhm.
there people in there?
Yeah, you saw a group of guards in there. There were 4 in the room that you looked through.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Where were they?
They were just kind of wandering to and fro up the red carpet.
Was there anywhere I saw that I could drop in, like phase through, that I could drop in and not be seen falling through the ceiling?
Oh, to phase down through the roof?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing.
I would say that you know that there's a floor in between, so you actually can't. Because the lowest,
I
like
got a better plan anyway.
the ground floor level is like 2 floors away, kind of thing.
I'm just gonna fly like up here
Sure.
really slowly through these guys.
When you
There's
fly
a-
up there, you see what looks like a little staircase right here that goes into the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there.
So you're just gonna float through?
Yep.
Okay. I would like you to roll luck, please, Merton, as you go on a little invisible flying adventure.
Oh no.
You got this.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So,
nice.
17.
It would appear that luck is on your side today, though there was dust in your eye from before, reminding you of a pair of forged papers from long past.
Indeed.
You come down here into the room and find that while it does still have some people in it who could potentially, aid against your ruse, they both appear to be passed out. The room that you're in is a small box-shaped room with the same dimensions as the roof, with arrow slits on the outward-facing portions. You can actually, see off pretty much anywhere here, and if you wanted to take a sniper shot at anyone within the fortress, you'd have a good vantage point here. The two people that are in this room are both passed out by what looks to be a group of barrels, and the smell of alcohol is indicative of what they must have been up to recently. The staircase
Nice.
continues and, switches around, going in the reverse direction, and goes lower into the building. You can also see a lot of weapons laying in here. Nothing really special, but a good number of crossbows from the walls, and it's clear that the archers that would normally be stationed here would be well stocked and easily able to get some supplies from the wall.
So I want to impersonate one of the passed out guys.
Okay.
So as soon as I'm like alone in there,
Mhm.
I'll disguise myself as one of them.
Your invisibility
And-
drops.
Yep. And I'll see if like they have a name tag or any type of papers. Maybe get some quick information about to like impersonate them real quick in case
Sure.
someone asks me something.
The passed out people here are an easy study in some ways. Unconscious, they can't really, object to you kind of looking back and forth to get like a really accurate disguise of them. But there don't appear to really be any name tags on the outside of the uniforms. However, it does look like in one of their hands, one of them is clutching a pile of coins that he's kind of tightly balled up in a fist. And it could be that within their uniform, they could have perhaps potentially useful papers stowed away, but you would have to go fishing for those.
I was gonna maybe quickly move. I know I don't have many minutes, but if I could move a guy behind the barrels, just make it a little harder for someone to find him. And yeah, quickly go through his pocket
Okay.
and then try to make my way to the bridge door.
Now, I would say if you intend to do that, I'll need a sleight of hand check for either of those actions, but I will inform you ahead of time that rifling through this guy's stuff will not be as high a DC as actually completely moving him. So it's up to you what you want to
I'll
do
just
with
leave
it.
him. I'll just leave him. I don't have a lot of time. I'll just go through his pocket really quick.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand, please. Oh,
That's 20.
I thought that was going to be a 1. Okay. You reach into
No,
this guy's
23.
uniform here, and I'd like you to make a luck roll, please. See if you get some good info.
I got some good info.
Ooh. Okay. Though the man is a drunkard, it does look like in the breast pocket there, on the front of his uniform, there's a tightly folded set of papers. And as you kind of reach these out and unfold it, you find a lot of useful information. You find not only that this guy works for the Mace Legion and has been hired on, but there's also his contract papers in here, what is the equivalent of like his SIN number for like where he is in the group, and what his post is. There's even the original contract that it seems that he's signed there and how much he's being paid.
Oh, so he signed it. So what's his name?
His name is...
And while I'm reading all this, I'm making my way to the door.
his
of the
name is
bridge,
Parker.
please, yeah.
Parker Hennessy.
Parker Hennessy. So I'll read that while I try to get to this door here.
Okay,
If
so
I
you're going
can.
down one more floor?
Yeah. If
Okay.
That's where I have to go.
So, let's see here. This is going to get very confusing for the time... Shit. For the time being. Here, I'll just do that in the corner. So that's kind of that building that you were just in, with, or the room, sorry. Oh, those are kind of big. A couple of barrels here and there. And the stairs going up and down. Okay. And you've got 2 passed out people right here. And you're going down 1 more floor. So you're currently in there, about to go down the steps. Meanwhile, what are you guys up to on the roof? I see you shuffling over here, Cyrus.
Wanted to be hovering near the edge of the roof by the door that he's going to throw open.
Ah, so you're hovering above these guys, and given how the roof is a couple of flights up, these 2 are maybe, you know, like 24 feet down kind of thing, and it looks like they've since stopped talking and whatnot, and they're kind of looking around. The doors behind them momentarily open, Cyrus, and you watch as the doors open there, and you see what looks like 2 similar guards on the other side, but somebody is let through. And it looks like some sort of demonic creature that's like made of like a blood red skin that seems to shimmer in odd ways, and has these long wings kind of folded up behind it and a pitchfork in his hand. And he kind of snarls towards the guards, who pay him no attention, and then continues walking and goes down the bridge.
How long is the door open when he comes through? Is it long enough for me to fly through, or is it like very sudden?
It's definitely possible to fly through. I would say you would have to make for me a dexterity saving throw if you wanted to.
I guess what I mean is, like, does the demon has someone like holds the door for him, right? And
Yes.
then lets it fall. He doesn't like hold the door open himself.
No, it doesn't look like it. The humans here open the door on his behalf, kind of.
I'm gonna take a risk and wait, because I would think that Merton would hold the door. He said he was gonna open the door for us. There's 6 of us going in. We're not gonna make it through that quickly.
So you're gonna wait there instead of trying to pull a fast one?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Could I be
Pray
hovering?
that wasn't Merton.
Could I be hovering like 10 feet above these guards' head, just in case this invisibility wears off? I'll land.
Sure.
Not the invisibility, the fly.
Fly, yeah. You can do the downward dragon move on him. Over here, Merton, you emerge into another room, and as you do, I would like a luck roll, please.
I can't keep making good luck rolls, Illusion. Stop.
There's gonna be a lot of luck rolls this
No.
session.
7.
Plus what? What do you add to your luck?
I had a negative, so I.
Will's got like a -8 on luck rolls. At least if items are involved.
Yeah.
Everything under a 10 is a 1.
So the
I got a
next
7.
room that you open up into is shaped like this, and the exact same stairway is there. I'm going to, for the sake of brevity here, kind of draw it just like this sort of pattern. So that's right there. There is a door over here, and it's not a big double door, it's just a regular set of doors there. And you emerge over here, and there is a guard, a single guard standing by the door. And he just kind of looks at you for a moment, and then just kind of gives you like a nod without saying anything.
I nod and try to go past.
Oh, you make your way for the door.
Don't I need to go to that door? How many? I guess I should ask how many.
The stairs
floors,
do still go up and down, so those
How many
seem to be-
floors was this building? Like, because I want to know.
You
would
know
I be at
that
this level yet?
the floor where the bridge meets is directly below you, and the ground
Okay.
floor is below that.
I would have just nodded and kept going down one more floor then.
Sure. You then emerge into a large room shaped like this. And you can see it's like the full L that goes like that. You can't quite see the other portion here, but you come out from the stairs right here. there's the door over here. And what looks to be a set of 2 guards standing there. Now the room that you're in looks like some kind of hall, and the hall has like demonic banners that hang from different parts of the walls, and you hear what sounds like some sort of weird beasts off in the corner that you can't see from your current vantage point. The stairs continue to go up and down from where you are.
Time to bullshit my way to hold this door open somehow.
Sure.
Just gonna stroll by and say like, "Oh, I need a breath of fresh air." Just
Now,
casually
you
go
can't really
open the door.
impersonate this guy's voice, given that you've never...
I may just make one up.
Sure.
Oh, I guess they would know. I guess they would know his voice then.
Well, maybe. Who knows, right?
Yeah, maybe not.
So, think about that as you come up towards the
I'll give
door.
my best, just normal dude voice.
Ah,
I want
yes.
to hear Will's
I too
best
am a
normal
human.
dude voice.
Need a breath of fresh air.
Okay. You approach, opting for generic male number 1, and as you
Maybe
come
sort
up...
of drunk, because he was drunk.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna try to play a drunk guy. I don't know how to do a drunk voice. I'll like stumble over. I need a breath of fresh air. Just like kind of slump against the door and open it.
As you're coming over, before you get to the door, one of the guards, speaks to you. It's clear that they're both paying close attention to you, and with scrutinizing looks too. And you can tell from their uniforms and yours that you've assumed that these guys are probably of higher rank than you are. And one of them calls out saying, "Aren't you supposed to be on shift, Parker?"
Would you rather me puke up there or puke over the bridge? I mean, come on, give me a break, guys.
Gross.
Pretty good, Stallone.
He opens up the door and holds it for you to pass through.
I'll go to... Which way does the door open?
It opens outside, towards the outside.
Left or right? Because I'll go over here. I want to hold it open and a hand on the door,
Oh, to stabilize yourself?
yeah, put my head over the bridge and go I ate too much blueberry pie. Just
Cover
start
down and through the door.
over the side. Just
I'm going through the door at this one.
Mhm. Same.
Merton, I need you to make a con save, please, to see if you can just vomit on command there.
Oh, I wouldn't actually, I would just be
Just
dry. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how good of an actor he is.
Damn.
Con, I have +3, 14.
The noises are certainly convincing and whatnot, but being that you're a ghost, nothing comes out, so... you start dry heaving over the side there, and the way that you've opened the door has kind of sort of wedged this guard. So he's stuck between the door, and you're dry heaving in front of him, and he's just giving you this look oh god, why is this happening to me?
Blueberry pie.
While the door is open here, you guys go to slip in. And it seems that the ruse has been convincing enough that the guys don't really stop him, and there's plenty of time for you guys to get in. So are you guys flying in?
Yeah.
Load in and down the red carpet towards the staircase as far as you
Okay, so you guys make your way into this room. So I'm gonna shuffle you over here.
Well, nothing's coming out of that end. I guess I better try the other end.
The guard looking down at you goes, are you done yet?
Yeah. Think so. Sorry, boys. I'll go back in,
Okay.
try to get to the staircase.
Where did your token go?
I don't know.
What just happened? Oh, there it is.
What? What is this magic?
So you make your way back in. And
Blueberry pie this way.
so before you go over there with your blueberry pie this way, the rest of you guys fly in here before Merton comes around. You can hear him behind him, finishing up his little this little thing that's going on, or by just some happenstance, another guard in the complex has had blueberry pie and gave you guys an opening. But across the room, you see that on the back end of the wall, over towards here, are a pair of two large shackled beasts. And they look like massive hellhounds. And they have these like large chains that lead from their necks going up to the back wall. And when you enter here, the first probably being Cyrus, because he was waiting, followed by Zakul, instantly one of the dogs starts barking, and just like at the top of his lungs, he's just barking up a storm and runs up towards the end of his chain and is just like looking directly at you. And after this happens, it looks like the other dog also wakes up as you guys are kind of coming in and does the same. The two guards look like they're kind of put off by this and look over towards the other side of the room, and it's at this point that you stumble back in, Parker.
Blueberry pie. Shut those damn dogs up. Oh, hell. Gotta
The
go.
two kind of look at each other, and I'm going to roll insight for them to see if they can tell something's up. Okay, no. The two kind of look at one another, and they just kind of let you go past. And you guys see this man talking about blueberry pie come back in and goes wandering for the steps.
I'd like to follow him.
Okay. You guys fly over, and I would say anyone who's cast the spell and isn't simply under the effect of it would probably feel that the magic is waning. You'd probably have a couple minutes left, if anything. Making your
For
way over
invisibility?
towards... For, not invis, but for flying.
Oh, okay.
Now you guys hover over there, and Merton, as you make your way up the steps, you find yourself here in that room with that
Down.
one
I
guard.
gotta go down.
Oh, you're going down. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and, as Parker here starts to stumble down the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and time my landing. Since I know it's about to fade, I'm gonna try and time my feet landing with when he
With his
steps onto a
footsteps.
stair. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's clever. So you try and line it up here as Parker's doing his little stumble towards the steps. And Parker, as you're going down, here, just let me...
I have no idea this spell's about to end.
anyone who's under the effect, instead of actually casting it, has no idea, yeah. Parker, you end up in a room about yay big. It's smaller. It's easily the smallest of the ones that you've been in. It contains the stairwell, what looks like a couple of storage boxes at the back, and a little barrel, and a doorway right here. And there's nobody in it.
This kind of drunk guy is a good disguise. I think I'm gonna keep it up and just keep going about blueberry pie and wandering. I'll go to that door.
Okay. The door appears to be unlocked. And as you open the thing up, you see what looks like a guard standing immediately on the opposite side. And I'm going to erase a couple of these guards that are outside the building. You guys know they're there. And get us a bit more table space. Put that there for now. You emerge into what appears to be the main floor. It's kind of shaped like this, with the actual main doors right here. And there's a guard immediately on the other side of the door, right here. And then two over by the doors themselves.
Good day, boys. Don't mind me.
Don't.
As you come stumbling through the door, where are the rest of you guys?
I would have been trying to make my way down the stairs, not knowing that the room was empty below us.
Sure.
So I would be trying to like time my footfalls with
Yeah, I'd be trying to follow Merton.
with
at least.
Merton's, at least to the floor below us, below the stairs. Stairs are scary in heavy armor.
True. So you guys are kind of bundled in here. It's a tight room for as many people as you guys have, but you guys make your way in.
Anybody that I bump into, Illusion, because we're all invisible. We don't really know where any of us are.
Mhm.
So any of us that kind of make contact with each other, I'm just gonna give like a very quick tug down on like a piece of their clothing, as long as it's not like heavy armor.
Sure.
Like if I touch any cloth, I'm just gonna like pull down on it.
Okay. So you go ahead and do that, bumping into a couple different party members.
Every time I go through a door, I'm gonna have to try to like have a reason to stand there for a few seconds and get through. So I guess I have to make drunk small talk to this guy. So I'll like, hold it open, kind of lean against it, and be like, "Oh, this ain't the bathroom. Oh God, damn it. Hey, how you doing? Doing good today? You're looking good. Well, anyway, best be off."
As you go stumbling there, you hear somebody call it who says, and it sounds like he must know you the way he talks to you. He just says, "Parker, you know where the bathroom is? You didn't drink yourself into retardation again, did you?"
Oh, never. I'm just fine.
And he watches you as you go stumbling. Where are you going next? Okay. The moment that you do that, you hear his footsteps, and he runs over to you, and it actually grabs you by the shoulders.
Oh, he gets to make a investigation check.
Uh-oh.
Because if he's like, I guess it says he can discern if I'm disguised, like with an investigation check. I think if he touches
I think
me,
this
he gets
would
to do
constitute it. So is it a
Yeah.
regular disguise spell that you're having?
that. Touching it? Yeah, I read that, but touching it doesn't actually make it go away.
I think it does.
Like,
let me look at this. Disguise self is what you're using, right?
yeah.
If you use this spell to add a hat to your outfit while objects pass through the hat, anyone who touches it would feel nothing or would feel blah blah blah. Right, so I would say that this guy comes over and he's about to touch you, and you know that for this spell, like, this can be beat by alter self, etc. But for this spell, if his hands actually lay upon you, your disguised self will fail, as he will obviously realize it's an illusion at that exact point.
Okay.
So-
So can I try to like drunken fist style dodge him when he like?
Absolutely. So I'm going to need 2 rolls. One's going to be a dex save, probably not too hard, as this guy's not like coming to kill you or anything. He's just trying to help you up. But the other is going to be for performance, so it actually seems like you're drunk flailing out of the way. You could also use deception if you wanted instead of performance.
Maybe I think I'll like go into a sprint as my like save and be like, "Oh God, it's hitting me!" And I'll like grab my like behind and start like running, like scooting off, like I'm about to shit my pants. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
So make
So
that dex save. Oh.
That's a 22.
Okay. You evade him as he comes over to help you. And make for me a disguise or performance rolls to see if he buys the you're gonna monster diarrhea on the floor here.
Sure.
The shrimp burrito surprise.
23.
All that blueberry pie's coming out one way or the other, Lucian.
Oh no.
Oh, I knew it was coming. Oh.
So you go stumbling past, and he yells to you, and he says, "Damn it, Parker! There's no bathroom down there. I'm not having you shit on the floor. Get back here!" And he goes running after you. Now, as you turn the corner, you can see what looks like the gigantic spiral staircase here.
Thank God.
And the spiral staircase is not without its own guards. When you turn the corner, you see what looks like a gang of them. However, it does not appear that these guards are human. Instead, you see 2 winged demon creatures in front of you. Now, what is the plan? Actually, I think as you see those 2 creatures, this is probably a good time as they kind of look at you and you realize your predicament that we're going to go to a brief 5-10 minute break.
Perfect. I really need paper.
Am I the only one who came into this room, by the way?
No, I would have
Everybody else-
followed. I said I followed Martin.
Yeah, you guys can shuffle yourselves where you would be, but
Yeah.
no one can be in front
I
of
didn't move
Merton,
my
I would
token
say.
now. Yeah, I said I followed him, but alright, be back.
It's really disappointing. I have like a stream of the football game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really disappointing when I hear upstairs my parents cheering because I know something good's about to happen.
Oh,
They're like, "Oh, he's going for it! He's going for it! If only our son could see this!"
run a little delay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
8 seconds later. It's like touchdown.
Literally the first drive of the game, the Alabama quarterback threw an interception, and Clemson returned it for a touchdown. And
Interception's like the move in football. It's like the complete 180, right? When somebody catches
yeah, it's
the
when
ball
you throw a
midway.
pass and the other team catches it.
Right. Which is like the last thing you want to do is the guy throwing the ball.
There's
Right.
also an onside kick and ball being recovered by the kicking side.
Yeah, those are like the two most exciting things. But that like onside
Yeah,
kick
never
happens like
see
at the
that.
very
Yeah,
end
it
of
almost
the game
never
whatsoever.
happens, but yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
When you do a really short punt or
It,
kick at
it
the
never happens anyway. So.
Oh,
But,
right, because you get points for kicking it through the goal at some point.
That's a field goal. But like you can punt or after a touchdown you have to kick to the other side of the field.
Oh.
And
So
onside kick is
whenever-
when you kick short to try to recover the ball instead of giving it to the other.
Hmm.
The risk is obviously that if they recover the ball, then they have much less field to run.
They're like right there by the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really risky play, and you only do it when you don't have enough time to stop them from wasting the clock out.
You're either like at the end of the wire or you're super cocky if you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
But like the Alabama quarterback has thrown like one interception all year, and he's thrown 2 this game already
So they're gonna lock him up
in the
by the end of
national
this game.
championship. Well, I'm thinking that the second half they're gonna put in their backup quarterback, who is like, he would be the best quarterback in all of college football if it wasn't for their starting quarterback. They have like the number 1 and the number 2 quarterbacks. It's ridiculous. There was one game where their starting quarterback got hurt, and everybody was like, "Is this the end of Alabama?" And then their backup came in, and he came back from like a 30-point deficit in like a quarter. He just like every throw he made was just like perfect.
They've discovered the special sauce. Alabama knows how to make the super quarterbacks.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a snack before we continue.
I have no idea how the halftime is gonna work for this. The act that they have prepared for the
Who is it?
championship, it's Imagine Dragons
Nice.
featuring Lil Wayne.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, okay.
That is the halftime show that they've prepared for us.
What? The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. My family's been laughing about it all week because, like, this is like a huge event for us because my dad's team has got a chance to win their second national championship in 3 years. Fingers crossed. But like, Imagine Dragons and Lil Wayne. They announced Imagine Dragons like at the beginning of the season, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, I like them. They're a good band, little alt indie rock." And then they were just like, "Oh, and by the way, it's gonna be featuring Lil Wayne," and that came out like 2 weeks ago.
Anyone see Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse movie?
No, but I heard good things about
Hi,
it.
puppy. Hi, handsome.
I was supposed to go see it with my little cousins while I was in Virginia, but I got sick as a dog.
Apparently, it won an award last night.
Oh, nice.
I was pumped to see that Bohemian Rhapsody won
Did you hear
Picture
there?
of the Year.
Did you hear who they didn't even congratulate? Like
Ew.
the director.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, they didn't thank him in their speech.
Wow.
I know. I was like, fucking Christ. He's probably a little pissed off at them.
Yeah, I imagine. God, what a fucking year for this quarterback, though. Clemson's quarterback is a true freshman, which means he's literally just out of high school. And at the beginning of the year, he was the third string quarterback. And second or third game, they had an injury and a suspension or something, and he came in and just stole the show, just like outperformed everybody and got the starting role for himself. And he started switching off plays with their starting quarterback, and then their starting quarterback had a hissy fit about it and quit the team because he's a senior and felt like he should be
I should be the main guy.
getting all of the plays. And now he's in the national championship beating Alabama.
I think we're gonna have to start fighting soon, guys.
I was hoping it was just these 3 guards down here because I had a plan, but I don't want to meta game, so I won't. I still might use my plan at some point. Oh,
Bye.
who'd we lose?
Huh?
Who did we lose?
Clan.
This one? Oh, Connor.
Cody, I hear you outside my room. You can come
What's
in.
he doing in the basement?
I don't know. He's just like making a ruckus outside my room.
Rocco came down, jumped in my lap, and then jumped onto his makeshift bed.
What happened to his basement bed?
It's in Martin's room, and I'm too scared to go in there. So I made him a 5 blanket bed.
I'm gonna find Cody real quick. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Bubber ducky, bubber ducky, bubber duck. Whoa, where'd Clan go?
I don't know.
He died. He didn't say anything, he just disappeared. Oh, he said internet is down.
Fucking Christ.
Yikes.
Oh, we'll give him a minute. Shovel curry into my mouth.
He went upstairs. He just started eating his breakfast.
Oh.
Your little dogo?
Rocco gets yelled at if he doesn't eat his lunch or dinner. He gets in a lot of trouble.
I like, other than Rocco, and even sometimes only with Rocco, like, I've never heard of another dog that doesn't eat their food right away.
Well, Rocco normally does, but sometimes he won't. Like, he'll be depressed and he'll sleep he'll sleep through when he's supposed to eat, and then he gets too hungry later. And then he throws up all his food.
But, like, Cody, like, sometimes will go, like, a couple days without eating anything.
That's because he's probably sustaining from all the sugar.
He's probably got 7 types of diabetes. And
Diabetes.
other cheese-induced damage. Oh, man. That is honestly the weirdest thing I've ever heard for, like, a dog's eating
He
schedule.
got a birthday cake yesterday.
Did you
His
guys have to put, like, a
birthday.
little mozzarella slice on the top for him to eat it? That'd be so
No, it's
funny.
just covered in icing.
Oh, man.
The dog loves cake.
My mom wrapped a bunch of, like, toys for him and was, like, helping him unwrap them. And he saw the cake on the table and he just, like, left all the toys and went over to the kitchen table. He'd rather have cake than toys.
Good boy.
I mean, so would I. Oh, I want a cake. Damn. Well, Jimmy, next time I see you, we're getting a cake. A small one-person cake.
For Rocco?
Rocco's not allowed to have sugar.
I've seen Wang give him treats before.
Yeah, that's why none of us else give him sugar. He gets it from one person, and one person barely comes home to see him.
I wish I had a dog. That'd be
Hey,
awesome.
James,
Delicious
mine
dog would be
sleeps,
so well behaved.
I know. Mine sleeps like 22 hours of the day.
I like training animals. I'm like, I don't know. I get a lot of reward out of that. I would also run the shit out of him. I've always wanted like a husky or a kelpie or something, like those medium to bigger sized dogs.
Ooh, I love big dogs.
I like huskies.
Yeah.
I think huskies are cute.
We're gonna get one.
If it looks kind of like a wolf, then it's probably a kind of dog I like.
Dax's sister has an awesome dog.
Oh my god, he's so cute. He's gorgeous. He's 3 legs. His name
3.
is Lupin. But he's gorgeous. Beautiful little doggy. Welcome
He's
back.
back.
Hey, dude.
Yep, snowstorm. Fun.
Snowstorm fun.
Very nice.
Well, up to 10 centimeters of snow already
Nice.
in the last 7 hours.
Nice.
We're almost at 7 here. Kay, you have an hour and a half, right?
No, if any time at all. I'm off
Okay.
tomorrow.
Does anybody have a cap here?
I'd like to sleep, but you know.
Gay.
Ideally, like 2.5 from now would be my cutoff.
Cool. That sounds good.
If it would go that long.
I'm just curious how close we are to the wire. So, I think we're all back. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Is Z here? I haven't heard from Z. Oh, there he is. Yep. We good?
My Steam is updating.
And let's see here. Excuse me. God damn. Okay. So there we are. Sorry, now I need to just burp a whole bunch of times, apparently. You turn the corner, Merton, drunk, stumbling away from this man,
Shit.
to find 2 demons there standing in front of the staircase, looking at you.
Fuck.
What do you do?
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. As you approach
Maybe
the
follow.
steps, one of them immediately steps forward and holds the trident towards you. The man from behind you calls out, and he says, "Parker, what are you doing? You know you can't go down there."
Oh, that's
You-
not the bathroom?
He, runs over to grab you again.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Alright, I'm going back. Fucking relax.
He looks over at you, and I'd like you to make a deception roll. I actually rolled good.
Oh. Roll good, damn it.
I actually rolled bad. I rolled a 10.
Okay. He looks at you and he says, "Parker, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?
My stomach just hurts.
You sound different."
Right, it's time to just go. I'm gonna backflip over the trident guy and start running down the stairs.
Okay, it's a little bit...
Chase after him.
That's quite the jump. As this is happening, though, half
I mean,
of
I'm
you
sure he'll
guys...
stab me or something, but I'm just basically saying I'm going
Okay.
for it.
You go to run forward, and I need everybody to please roll initiative as you make your way towards them, getting maybe about 5 feet across the room when one of them shoots a ball of flame from his hand.
Oh, baby, I rolled a 2.
Then, let's see. We're gonna put a little white marker here for... Oh, we don't have a white skittle. Okay, what?
What happened to our white Skittles?
No, no.
Probably threw them in the pile of stuff to delete.
That would do it. it looks like I get the first turn here. As you're approaching Merton, you are, let's see here, accosted. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Okay. So one of them steps forward and he holds back his hand. You see what looks like a ball of flame that appears in it, and he hurls it towards you, but it misses. The other one steps in between you and the stairwell and kind of like levels his spear in front of you. And over here, we'll do our humanoid friendos as well. One of the creatures says something in a demonic tongue, and soon there are what look to be a couple of guards that kind of like peek around the corner there. And as this happens, your disguise falls, Merton. And they go to make some attacks. So this guy's going to get melee, and this guy's going to shoot at you. Does a 18 hit?
Yep.
Okay. A crossbow shot hits you in the back, and you take 4 damage.
Okay.
And then this guy slices at you with a sword. And he hits you... probably misses, actually. 16?
Yep, miss.
Okay. So he makes a couple of swings at you and misses. This guy stays here at the door, and it looks like for a moment he opens the door, and he calls out into the field, and he says, "We need backup." And right after that, it's your turn, Merton.
Is this staircase pretty thin? Like, if I go here and start fighting, and they like fly down, would I think not that they're going to, but is that something that could happen?
Sorry, say it again. Could they?
Because my party's still invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I like stand here and fight, could they get by if that was what they chose to do?
Potentially. It is a narrow enough staircase that it looks like it's made for one person, but could probably fit 2, just barely.
Let's see. Oh, I might use that one cool spell. Let me see if I want to do.
Now, as you run up, this guy takes his reaction and goes ahead.
I wasn't.
Oh, are you? You're not moving?
I was maybe gonna stand there.
Okay. He goes to grapple you. Make a acrobatics or athletics check, please.
It's 12.
You are grappled, friendo.
Was that? Did I get a turn, or he just got that?
It's on your
free?
turn. He had reactions to grab you if you came close to him.
Oh, okay. So when I'm grappled, can I dodge?
I think you can still dodge while grappled. You just can't move.
That's okay. I want to stay there.
So you are stuck here.
I kind of just want to take as much as I can for now, and maybe they can get by.
Okay.
That's what I thought. So I'll try to dodge.
Alright. Nax, you're up next. The shit has apparently hit the fan. You're in the corner of the room when you see this go down. You're still invisible, but your flying spell has ended, as it has for everybody.
Do we lose Clan again?
I think it's just not saying anything.
I'm here. I don't know what the hell Merton's thinking.
He's currently being grappled by a demon down by the staircase.
Grippity grapple.
You guys see that Alabama game?
I'm gonna bonus action just. Can I bonus action dash and still be invisible, or no?
I would say it would probably reveal.
That's all I'm gonna do for now, then.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move.
So you shuffle over and see the scene there, and I would like you to make an insight roll, please, Nax. Okay, never mind. It is-
Halfling!
Oh, halfling. Yep.
Yeah.
2! That's still a 9.
Okay. Cyrus, it's your turn.
Okay. These guys look pretty formidable, right?
The human
These
combatants
humans?
here, yeah, they look like they're pretty skilled.
Okay. I'm going to. I have to move at half speed to not reveal myself, right?
If you want to keep stealthing around, if you don't want people to, hear that you're walking around, you'll have to move at half speed, and I'll still have you roll stealth.
Actually, it doesn't matter. I can see them all from where I am right now.
Yep.
I need 3 wisdom saving throws for the 3 humans as I cast Hold Person at 4th level.
Oh boy.
Okay, the one to your left gets a, was it wisdom you said?
Yes.
A 16.
Fails.
Okay, lower gets a 5, he fails. And off in the distance, a 14, so he fails. You are suddenly popped out of invis there, and to his horror, this guy here is suddenly force choked along with his 2 friends as you appear.
Which way do these doors open?
They open
Or
outside.
is there a locking mechanism?
You can see a heavy lock there. There's a big door bar that comes down.
I'll rush up, and I don't know if I have enough. Can I lock it as an interaction, or would that be a full action to do?
That'd be fine. You're just moving a bar.
Yeah, I'll rush over and slam the bar down,
Okay.
and then I'll step the last 2 movement right here.
Okay. The door is now locked, and 3 people are currently being held. It is your turn, Zakul.
Well, I will. I'm still invisible as long as I don't dash.
Yes.
All 3 of the humans are.
You will not be stealth, though, if you just, run across the room, at normal speed. People will be able to hear you clunking along. They just can't see
Well,
you.
in that case, I'm just gonna fix them. I'll run on over.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Nope. Actually, I have my turn. Here.
Okay. As you
I'll
run
show up.
over, you are still invisible, but when you turn the corner and get closer, you can tell that the 2 demonic creatures can see through the invisibility as you come up, as they clearly make eye contact with you.
I decide to break my invisibility. Sat out next to Merton and by his side.
Okay. Illyria, you're up.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 4. I can move by without opportunity attacks because they're held, right?
Yeah, they're paralyzed. They can't do anything.
Boom! I like to guiding bolt the one grappling Merton.
Okay.
Let's see. That's not gonna hit. That's +8.
Okay.
12.
So you fire out a guiding bolt that streaks past the creature here and hits the back wall behind him.
Oof.
There's a loud
Yeah,
crackle in the room. A whip
Yeah,
of
that's
ozone. And let's see. Calgar's gonna run over next to you, Cyrus, as he sees you're concentrating on the spell, and he says, are we just gonna book it, or are we taking these guys down?
Take out the demons while I keep them at bay.
Okay. He nods to you, and you see a spell begin to form in his hands. And he will cast... There it is. The spell that nobody ever gets. Melf's Acid Arrow.
What the fuck?
I
Oh,
have it
Calgar.
on the Swamp Druid. That's
Oh, you're the worst, Calgar.
He hits the
Fuck.
one here that's holding you, Merton, and
He uses acid. What a dick.
that guy takes 11 damage.
Couldn't kill me with fire or swords or something. Fuck. My arm's literally melting away.
Okay, there we go. So he puts the first bit of damage on that guy, and it looks like the demon is still covered in some acid. And after that, he moves a little bit more into the room. Actually, no, I think he'd stay right there. And as for Tyrannus, let's see. He hovers over, and Tyrannus doesn't appear to move particularly fast, but he will fire a beam at this one over here as well. I'm going to roll a save for him. And the demon fails the save. And he takes 37 points of electric damage as a beam of lightning courses across the room.
Alright,
Ooh.
Tyrannus, I see you.
Alright, big boy.
And it looks like it leaves like a long, like black mark across the back end wall as it like streaks upwards around the side. And you guys can roll initiative again.
Oh, thank you, Will.
You're welcome. Oh, baby. Mine was even better than before.
Pretty good. 22.
I also got
23
22,
also,
so I'm
Will.
gonna go one under here.
You can go one up, Will. You can go before me.
Alright.
Man, roll beautiful.
There's a huge gap between everyone.
It's a cool no.
Okay. I could still only go so much further behind everyone.
This isn't the Kmart. Nax, where are you on the board here?
23.
23.
Oh my god.
Jesus,
So-
everyone wasted their good rolls on it.
You guys can choose where you want to be amongst that. There we go.
There we go.
So Merton,
I
you're up.
decided.
I'm grappled, right?
You are grappled.
Can
You
I
can
make
use your action
disadvantage
to try and
chance?
escape. If you want.
Yeah, I guess that's what I gotta do, right?
Okay. Make an acrobatics or athletics roll, please.
Oh, 26.
21. So you break free. You
It's
are
my
no longer
turn, right?
grappled.
Alright.
Are you gonna stay there?
Oh, actually, no. I'll move around there.
Okay.
Okay.
Nax, you're up.
Sneaky boy.
I'll fire at the one that's being attacked.
Okay. So you hit. What are you shooting with?
My crossbow. I'm not using a goddamn gun.
Okay. Is it a normal crossbow?
Light crossbow, silver bolts that I bought a while ago.
Okay.
Sorry, just finding the dice.
Holy shit.
It's not that great. 20 damage.
Okay. The creature gives a snarl towards you as you fire the crossbow and hit it, and you see something strange. At first it hits and the creature kind of winces as if in pain, but a moment later it looks like the surface of the skin of this demon seems to move and almost becomes fluid, and the bolt is like absorbed into it, like it's pulled in by a wall of blood.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Can we insight that?
Sure.
Yeah, I would like to.
Does it
Go
look
for
like
it.
it's like healing itself with it, or does it hurt it more? Like,
Hold on.
I don't know how to react to this.
I'll have to throw them.
That's just a straight 18 for me.
Okay.
16.
I would say the two of you wizards at the back there would be able to tell that this creature is resistant to normal weapons.
Gross.
And it seems to have some other strange properties about it as well, and looks like it might be like semi-fluid or something. After that shot, is that your turn next?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you're up, Cyrus. Now, from here at the back end of the room, and Calgar seems to notice this too as he looks over his shoulder, you guys hear what sounds like the pounding of footsteps coming down the staircase over
Oh,
here.
fuck. Is
It
there a
sounds-
lock on this door?
Oh, it doesn't look like it.
Fuck. Is there anything I can block the door with?
Roll luck, please.
Well,
There is indeed a heavy chair in the corner of the room.
alright. I'm gonna run over, grab the chair, step over, wedge it like into the door, and then sit in it.
Can you make a strength roll for me, please?
Sure.
Sit on your throne and cast spells. Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Nat 2023.
Okay. And let's see here. Is that your turn?
Finish them quick! And I'll watch the doors and hopefully keep my concentration going here.
Okay. Illyria, it's your turn.
Oh, this is taking too much time. I would like to haste as a cool.
Okay.
Oh, too much time right there.
The whiff of crack comes moving across on the wind here, Zakul, and enters your nostrils.
And, well, move just a little bit this way.
Okay.
Here. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yes, this is my turn.
Okay. These three guys are going to go ahead and, as their turn ends, make the save again, I believe. Okay.
Yep.
So the one to your left, he rolls a nat 20, so he's coming out. The one lower gets a 13, and the one by the door gets a 15.
It's a fail as well.
Okay.
So
So
one passed.
this guy is free. These two are still being held.
Now I know that he's breaking out, right?
Yeah, you feel how you're... It's kind of like you're trying to hold three objects in your mind, and you feel one of them slip. You're like, oh, fuck. You
I'll
know?
just yell over, behind you guys! Max, focus him!
The guy sees you call this out, looks over into the room, and then the moment that he's free, he kind of, gathers his breath, and he calls out and just screams for help repeatedly before backing up a little bit here. And he takes a shot at you, Cyrus.
It's at the end of his turn that he makes this.
Oh, right. No, he wouldn't be able to move either, so he's still there. That is good. Demons over here, though. Oh, what do I want to do?
2 demon boys. Verse 1 daggy boy.
True.
And a shiny dragon boy.
Crack.
Daggy boy and dragon boy.
This one here is going to throw a fireball here.
What? Counter spell.
Oh!
Go fuck yourself with that one.
Counterspell. Oh.
You have counter spell?
Fuck! So his spell fails, so you use that.
I'd like to give him the middle finger as well.
Okay. And he steps over here to kind of like
Oh.
wedge himself between you guys and the stairwell. And this
Wait a
guy
minute, steps
here,
at me. I'm like, no.
he's gonna make some attacks. I think he'll make both of them at Merton. since he's been slippery. Well, that 5+ is not going to work, but I did get a 22.
Yep.
Okay. Merton, you are stabbed with the trident, taking 11 regular damage and 11 fire damage.
Whoa.
Oh, ow. Ow.
That hurt.
Ow.
Next up, it is Zakul's turn.
Creatures of fire. Pull up. Oh, creatures of fire! It says amazing.
Is this a crossover episode?
Turn around and start swinging away at the guy who attacked Merton. Actually, the guy was blocking the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
I will Great Weapon Master, actually.
This guy here?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, eat a dick.
Oh no.
That's the first one.
Oh,
Do
no.
I have to do anything?
Yeah, I'd like you to make a strength saving throw, please, here. If you can't beat a 12, you lose your sword down the hall.
The 17.
Okay. So you're good. You just make a misstep.
Second. That's an 18 to.
That hits.
Okay. Actually, I'll smite too.
Oh. I see all your
Damn it.
shiny d8s all waiting in a row.
Is there any thing for the demon? An extra die?
It works for undead, I believe. I don't know if it works for fiends. If
Yeah, it's fiends and undead is what Spike gets an extra die for.
then you get 1 extra, friendo.
Spending the first. It's 22 on the die plus the 15.
15
So-
radiant.
37. No, the radiant is only the yellows. That is 12, but that is the 37.
So 12 radiant, and how much physical was that? 15? Or 25?
25.
25, okay.
25 cold, not
25 cold. Oh. The blow is heavy and causes the demon to stagger backwards. You see splatters of blood that go across the wall here, and the room is starting to take a turn. Is that all you got?
I have another.
Okay.
He has the crack.
Right.
Crack attack. Oh my.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a 20.
I will smite it again.
Oh,
my
fuck.
God. Oh my god.
Ooh. Oh.
So many dice.
Oh lord.
Wow. Look at all that roll.
Yeah, I see 57 on the die, but let me split the radiant.
You didn't roll below a 5 on the there's 1 4.
That's 34 radiant.
Wow. He says it so casually.
You swing the sword over your head and bring it down, and there's a blinding flash of light, and just a huge explosion of blood goes everywhere, coating you and Merton. And immediately after that, you hear from behind you the eye call out that says, "Remind me to recruit you sometimes." Cool.
I only serve the father. Now turn and look at the other one. You going to?
We'll see about that.
Are you going to let us pass? And look at the demon that's still alive.
It just gives you like a gnarly kind of look, and you can tell that's a no.
Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. After that, let's see. I think Calgar's gonna turn over here and give this guy the business.
The old 1-2. Just punch him twice in the face.
Let's see. Where is that spell?
There's actually a spell called the business.
B-U-S.
Z, did you use your bonus action?
He did.
That was my third attack. I missed the first.
Let's see. Ah, there it
yeah.
is. Okay. He reaches his hand out and grabs this guy here. And let's see if he actually hits. Oh, it's a fucking nat 1. That's
Can
unfortunate.
he roll to see if he punches himself in the face? Thank you.
That business deal got declined.
Oh, wait. Actually, I'm supposed to have another attack from killing this.
Oh,
That's true. He is dead.
he is dead.
Well, Calgar's turn is whiffed, so we'll have Tyrannus after, but you can make another attack, so cool.
Sure, I will.
Give him the business.
Since he's just snarled at me, I will attack him.
That's
Ouch,
Jane.
I'm gonna miss. Oh,
Oh.
you roll. I swing at him with the backs.
Oh my God, the same
12,
thing.
just a 12 to hit.
12 misses. Tyrannus is up next, and let's see here. He will turn over and I think give this guy a beam as well. And this time a burst of flame with like little sparkles that kind of go around the column of flame comes out in this direction here. And this guy takes 26 damage.
Not bad, Tyrannus. Not bad.
And it looks like most of his clothes have been at least partially burned off there. His eyebrows long gone. And Tyrannus will probably hover over here. And that will be the end of the turns. Roll initiative again.
Oh,
Fuck.
Got a 15.
Okay.
Did you get 18 also? Well,
Sorry, I've been playing with green as my color in my other game.
oh.
Okay. Now before we start this, who has not made a luck roll today?
I am not.
I would like you to make one now, please, regarding the people coming down the stairs.
Please not 20 this. Please be spaghetti night and they all leave.
14.
Okay. You can hear it, Cyrus, from your seat there. There are people coming down the stairs, but then the sound of their footfalls is heard much more clearly on the floor right behind you. And you know that they've entered into the room. And as they come over towards the door, you hear the handle work, and then it goes nowhere, then a budge against the door, and then soon there's people banging on it, but nobody makes it through as of yet. And it's your turn, Merton.
It's time to start moving downwards. I'll stab out at this demon here twice with my spear.
Okay.
And I will miss twice.
Very nice.
wow.
You are
If
unrecruited
that's
by
not a Merton
Tyrannus.
turn, if that's not a Merton turn, I don't know what it is.
We're not rolling for which magic items you keep here, Merton. Come on.
We are so good. Yeah, that's right.
Is that your turn?
Yes, swiftly move on.
Okay. Cyrus. People are hammering on the door there, and you can tell there must be at least half a dozen people in the back room there, if not
What
more.
is this door frame made of?
The frame is all made out of stone. In fact, everything in this building is, but the door itself is wood. It looks like ornate, you know, probably like sturdy, but it's not like a jail cell door or anything.
Fuck, I don't think it's allowed. I had a
Why
play,
did-
but I don't think it's possible.
Why did I not take Arcane Lock?
Well, I wanted the flaming sphere on the other side of the door, but you have to see the point that you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Also, the door would only last so long.
Well, I was gonna put it like 10 feet away from the door so that anybody at the door would be within its aura, but not the door itself.
You need a way
Just
to
a box
tactically
of
insert your hot balls.
Yeah. Plus, I dropped concentration on these things. I think I'm just going to
firebolt the humanoid. Still a lot standing.
Okay, go for it.
Oh
Oh,
fuck.
it's a bad day for war wizards.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
That's the turn.
Okay, Nax, you're up.
High five, Jim.
You didn't know Will and I were sitting right next to each other, did you?
Learn something every day.
I don't know what's more
So-
depressing.
My turn.
Jimmy just clapped her.
I don't think that will hit.
It might.
Will a 16 hit the human there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby. Sixes.
25 piercing damage.
25 piercing damage. Okay. This guy is all staggered back. He's burnt and everything. And as Calgar holds up his staff, it looks like there's like a whirling frost that's appearing at the end of his long rod here. And he's about to bring it down. And this guy steps back and he drops his crossbow on the ground, pulls out his sword to parry this. And as he's raising the short sword, a little, crossbow dart flies out and stabs him in the back of the neck. And he kind of like, reaches back, looks down at it, and he grabs a hold of it in his neck there for a second and then falls over dead.
Bonus action. Try and hide behind it. Try and hide.
Okay. It does not work. The
Aw.
demon knows where you are.
As the all-seeing eye.
Even with that, they're bigger than me and I'm so small.
Yep. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Alira, you are up.
Oh boy! I'd like to. Wait. Oh, he's dead. Okay, never mind. The human guy, right? He's dead. I would like to,
He's like rolling around on the
Why did
ground in a
this-
pool of blood.
She turns her guiding bolt towards him, and oh fuck, okay.
Goes over and kicks him one last.
Where am I again?
Like, to guiding bolt the monstrous enemy again.
Okay.
Because that's what the ticket says.
Hi,
Changed it.
monstrous enemy.
Please. It's +8. It's
No.
14.
You miss.
What? Oh my god, I'm so done using these spells. Fuck these spells. I don't want to be a spellcaster anymore.
Just rolling
That's my
poorly.
turn.
That affects people who swing swords too.
Yeah, but if I could just jack up my stats in one spell, we'd be okay.
That's true. Speaking of sword swingers, the cool, it's your turn.
Just bash his skull in.
Leave some of this demon behind.
I will attack him. There he goes down. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Daddy.
That is 24.
Okay. The demon here is staggered back, a bunch of blood splattering on the ground, but he's still standing afterwards.
Other.
Do it again.
Oh, that's gonna miss with the 11. I'll do one more.
The last crack swipe. Oh,
A 20.
that hits.
You only have +3 to hit.
I like to think that I just time my attacks with Zakul, so at least
With great
I'm doing some-
Banding greater.
I only did 20 something damage.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
gonna
we're from
smite.
last year.
I'm gonna smite.
I only did 27.
No, he definitely had more than 40.
I bet your one attack crit Z is gonna do more damage than I do this whole night.
Oh no, this is some low roll. Well, 9 of this is radiant.
Okay. So 9 cold damage plus 9 radiant.
22 cold.
For a 31.
This demon explodes again in a wave of blood everywhere.
Okay, run.
Okay.
Down.
Hey, do we have to kill this one?
Nope, just
Can
go.
we just execute them? Oh, never
Okay,
mind.
does this spell fade if we just run? Okay.
I don't
We
know.
run then.
You gotta get down there.
Wait,
It's
can I
only been
grab?
like 2 turns. Just leave them.
Let me grab Nax as we run then, so we can move faster. Since I'm moving at
Yes.
the speed of.
Come on, Calgar.
That is a new measurement of speed. Widely used in Europe.
After your turns to
Alright,
cool,
good pace.
these two guys here are gonna roll
Oh,
to see if they
it's
come
not.
out of it.
Oh shoot, we probably shouldn't have just
Yeah.
all gone
I
running.
was just I'm like, oh, let me move. Now at least I know.
Wait, can I have grab Nax?
They're just the
Attack
riff
then, instead of attacking?
You could use your movement to run over there. But that's it, because your turn, you just did all your attacks, right? So,
The attack doesn't. I can't use that extra attack I had to grab him.
Oh, with hasted action?
Well, no, I have a great weapon.
Great
so I
weapon
thought
when you kill something. You know,
Yes.
Oh.
I'd allow you to pick them up if you want to.
Sure, I'll put him on my shoulder in case he wants to jump off and do something. But
Okay.
getting ready to run with him.
This guy right here by the door passes his save with a 17, I believe.
18.
Nope, fails.
What?
18.
He is the rogue.
Arch Magi Cloak.
Ugh.
Plus 2 to my DC.
You see a vein bulge on his forehead as he desperately tries to get free. That is their turn, and afterwards, Calgar just turns and goes running for the stairwell, and the eye hovers over as well. And after that, I need everybody to please roll... Actually, we'll go into pseudo-combat here, given what's happening. Somebody roll luck, though, please.
I rolled it already.
Will's
I
done a
want to
lot.
suggest
Go
as a
ahead, Clem.
tool.
Go.
No, I was gonna say to you, we should move that body into the chair where Cyrus is sitting. The human body.
We'll roll luck first to see if they break through before we can do anything.
Okay.
Over here by the window, the three of you see something interesting. Outside there on the ground floor, there's a sudden loud bang that you guys hear. And you had seen people kind of running back and forth for a moment there after the call for help was issued. But there's a loud crack of lightning that happens outside and hits like right here, maybe 10 feet away from the wall. And in that blast of lightning, there's a like a blackened area put down in the ground, and you see what looks like one of these.
Oil man.
No, you see what looks like one of these demons, like one of these demons that you've just cut down,
Oh,
that appears
fuck.
there, and then turns and looks over at you guys through the window.
Oh no.
It's time to get moving.
Are you
Like
guys
I
all
said,
just rushing
just
for the
go.
stairs?
We run.
Yeah.
We'll grab Nax and run at the speed of hate.
You can dash. What a dash.
Okay. You guys go just running down the stairwell, and as you do so, I would like the gang to make a perception roll, please.
I'm okay with these. Hold
Where's the cannon?
on. Fuck.
Good. Good.
I know. Where's the can I rolled poorly.
All average right now.
Is that a
Yes,
nat
sir.
20? No.
No.
Give me
The staircase seems to have quite a few flights to it. You guys are running down and go down maybe 2 or 3. But Nax and Cyrus, you guys hear something. It sounds like combat down at the bottom of the stairs. You hear what sounds like magical spells going off, screams, and the swinging of swords clattering down onto shields. There's clearly something going on.
Alright.
Do you guys just keep running, or what?
I can't really run. I'm on the cracked up dragon
Oh,
shoulder.
Yeah.
I'll
Where's the
cry
running?
out. There's combat down there. Towards it or away from it.
Keep going down the stairs.
Gotta get to that whatever.
Maybe
Keep
it's
going
another-
as far down as possible.
it's probably the Inquisition or something. We have a job to do.
Right? If they're already fighting ahead of us, if they're already fighting ahead of us, we need to get by.
Solution. While we're running down,
Mhm.
is there any branches off from the stairs, or is it just straight down?
It seems that it just spirals downwards.
Alright, that's what I just wanted to know if there's gonna be random people jumping.
You never know. As you guys go down the stairwell, the thing eventually opens up into a large room. And this is like a moment later as you guys have to run down a couple more flights. The room is shaped like this. Gonna get rid of... What can I erase?
If we need it again, they're pretty easy.
I have these actually down on a piece of paper and all, so I'll just get rid of this for now. There we go. It's a large room shaped like this. That is the stairwell that you guys emerge from. There is a hallway straight up ahead with an impressive archway that goes around it, and a back wall with a group of 4 doors.
Big archway looks like a ritual place to me.
Yup.
One of the back end doors here looks like it's missing, and there's actually like an explosion there or something, like the rock has caved in around it. And all the way from there, like leading across the room over towards this hallway, is just like blood and gore on the grounds.
Definitely.
Okay.
Let's run to the archway.
Point the direction.
I start going this way.
Okay.
I go sprinting past him with an axe on
Oh
my
my god, he's so fast.
Yeah, it only lasts a minute. I wasn't sure which round we're on right now. I'm sorry, I lost count.
I've been running this entire time, unless it's been pretty bad.
It lasts for a minute, you said?
Yeah, so it's probably died by now?
Yeah, it's
You know,
probably gone.
steps?
Okay, I stunned
And-
myself in front.
Yeah, you
Just
have a
drop
moment
that
there.
second.
Probably back on the steps as you were just finishing them.
Sure.
And
26 seconds? You're fine.
you guys run over here. The archway is this impressive stone arch that looks like it must be incredibly old. And the hallway that stretches in front of it looks like it's made of stone, but as you guys take your first steps into the hallway, it looks like the walls, ceiling, and ground begin to kind of change. And it's like you're watching a magical illusion begin to play out.
Can I convert some of my sorcery points while we're running? Sorry.
Oh, sure.
To spell slots, yeah. I just want to do that before you encounter something else. Thank you.
The bloody footprints on the ground here in the stone seem to vanish as gradually the floor, walls, and ceiling of this long hall start to peel away, and it looks like you're staring at like a black void with distant stars and planets in it.
Is this similar to? Well, I guess Cyrus wouldn't know about that. Never mind.
What are you guys doing?
Where are we?
Keep going.
Is there
Can we
still, like,
Can we keep running? Is there still like a hallway to go down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys gonna keep going?
Yeah.
While you guys are running, Tyrannus pipes up, and you hear a similar "Where are we?" from Calgar during this as well. Tyrannus shouts out. You guys can hear the weird sort of echo in this hall as he says, "We're getting close."
Good. Tyrannus, this looks like your home.
Seriously.
It's as though the universe is pulling apart here. There's some great magic up ahead. We're on the right track. And as you guys continue to run and run, you see something. At first off in the distance, it looks like maybe a star or something that you're approaching. But when you get closer towards it, you realize it's got flat lines to it. And you realize it's actually a square, a rectangle. When you guys get right up towards the thing and your progress is completely halted, you see that you're standing in front of what appears to be a fog wall.
Oh god.
On the ground, just kind of floating in the air, it seems, as though laying on a two-dimensional plane you can't see, there are like bits of blood and such, and you even see what looks like one of the Inquisition emblems, like an amulet that lays there broken on the ground.
Only we had known how to get here sooner.
Oh, we did it pretty quick. Let's go in.
Okay.
Cool, get that sword ready.
Before you go in, Tyrannus pipes up, and he says, "Wait! Before you travel through, I can use my magic to bring your group back to full. Replenish your spells."
Damn it!
Wait, what?
Yes,
Fuck! After I use my sorcery points!
That's pretty good. I can do that.
You little fuck, Tyrannus!
Wait, hold on. What if it's like instant long rest? Does it give everything back?
Oh yeah, does it give
Tyrannus continues, and he says, "You'll be completely refreshed, but it will be the extent of the magic that I can bring here for you all. You'll have to do the fight without me."
That is more than we could ask. Please bestow whatever you have upon us.
So you ask him to do it?
I'd almost rather him just fight with us.
It's your
Yeah.
call. So you get to
I
either keep him as what you've seen so far, or you can have him do this for you all.
I think
I'm,
we should.
I think
I'm
you should go with
completely
us.
spent of my big magic.
Oh.
I didn't use much, so.
And table talk, it will be a long rest, and you will get everything back.
Oh, okay.
But you will lose Tyrannus for the fight.
Oh,
Calgar
it's
has
sort of
used some
sick.
magic. His stuff would
Well,
be
he's not-
refreshed as well.
He's not
I was
dead
saving
dead, right?
He's walking forward. Tyrannus wouldn't be dead. His eye would.
Yeah, he doesn't die,
So we'll
but
see.
he won't be able to aid you in the fight.
Personally, I didn't use much because I was saving it.
Yeah, I was
so-
saving resources
I was
too. Didn't
saving
know he
mine.
was gonna be.
He
Do you
does
think
a
you're
lot
going
of
to be
damage.
tapped out?
I kind of want
I
Tyrannus
mean, I
to
am-
lose.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose the Storm Sphere, but that's it. I mean, it's not a huge deal.
I think we should keep him for the fight.
Yeah, I actually want to keep the eyeball in the if possible. Is that okay, Jimmy?
It's another bot.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You guys will
Say-
go through the wall without rest here and burst
Stick with
forth.
us, Tyrannus. We didn't use much.
Very well. We'll see through to it at the end here. The final move is up ahead. And the eye moves forward, and it just kind of vanishes through the fog wall.
Oh, I go right with it.
Okay. You guys pass through the fog wall there, and it's at that moment that we will end the session with your final encounter being next week on Monday.
claps.
Illusion.
Boy.
Now that
Immediately.
the moment has passed, there was no way to bargain for a short rest from him, was there?
No. It was all or nothing.
You can't magically grant me a short rest so I can use my arcane
Quick,
recovery.
let's take a cat nap.
I definitely can't.
I think
Well-
having him is the right call.
Yeah, I agree.
I
No, I
Another
mean,
body.
we're literally just losing out on Storm Sphere. That's it.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to put
I like
myself
my
into
hearing.
a
It would have only gave me some health and one spell slot. So
out of Luke's resilient sphere.
The next encounter that we will join with on the coming week is going to be the most difficult one that I've given you guys to date.
Oh God.
Well,
Yay.
I mean, maybe. The Inklord was pretty intense, just because
Yeah,
you're
the
lower
Inklord.
level. But it's going to be a big one, and I hope that you guys all make it through, but obviously that's going to be tough. So, good luck, and we'll see you guys next time.
We're
Adios.
going in to fight with Guardian Angel on all of us. So if we lose, you lose.
everyone's got a
Guardian.
GA.
You do all have Guardian Angel, and before I kill stream here, I will mention that you're all also level 9.
Whoa!
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
If you
level
get new
up.
spell slots from that, then you do get that.
Oh, thank you.
I can use Storm Sphere, guys.
Yay!
Well, I
Do you
guess
want
I have
us
to
to
log
post
back
our,
in.
Can
our
I
new
be the?
sheets?
Can I roll good health again and be a legend?
Oh yeah.
Certainly
yeah.
roll some HP. I'm going to kill stream here.
My
Peace out, stream.
sorcerer?